What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy. I am sorry we're late, but it's Anna's fault. But anyway, today we are joined by that Star Wars girl and Jedi Bunny for the first time together on a Geeks and Gamers live stream. Hello, Anna. How are you?
I have had the worst day ever, but I'm doing better now.
Yeah, you told us a little bit before we went live, and it sounds like it's been a crazy day for you. And Kelly, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be with two of my favorite people. This is awesome.
It's great to have both of you. It's something I've wanted to make happen for a while because, well, first of all, we all know Geeks and Gamers hates women. I mean, that's been established by Reddit and people that don't watch the channel. And I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that we confirm that for everybody, that we all hate women at Geeks and Gamers, especially all of the women at Geeks and Gamers. But today is a to make Anna's day even worse, Captain Marvel passes 1 billion today. So, Anna, how you feeling about this? Do you think
no idea.
You didn't have any idea until I told you? So, do you think that you and I specifically are the reason this movie made 1 billion? According to the internet, that's what they're saying.
Well, I think that I did a good job showing the type of person that Brie Larson is, and if people wanted to go and see just how bad she was, and they decided to waste their money, then that's their own, issue. I'm not gonna watch it. Maybe if it comes on Netflix, but if I'm the reason something made $1 billion, I feel like I should get some of, the marketing credit. I really do. I feel like I should get some of the revenue or, because I'm still paying off college, guys. I could use that. If they want to pay me for free publicity on their stupid movie, I'm right here. I'm waiting. I will give you my information. My email is up there.
I heard that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, and then Kelly, obviously, you had no desire to go see Captain Marvel, like most of us. Yet it made $1 billion, and I don't understand it. Now, I guess the international totals are really what pushed it to that limit. But even domestically, it still did very well. And I just want to know for both of you that are women that are within geek culture, did you find that Brie Larson inspired you? Did Brie Larson inspire you as Captain Marvel more than Luke Skywalker inspired you? Just curious how that went.
Finish that sentence, Jeremy. Don't even go there.
Yeah.
I mean, according to Kathleen Kennedy, you guys can't relate to Luke Skywalker,
Luke Skywalker was my single most top tier hero growing up from the age of 6 until still to this day. I consider Luke Skywalker one of my fictional, yes, but one of my heroes. So I listen, like Brie Larson, I don't think she's a terrible person, but I certainly don't think that trying to promote yourself as a role model, whether it's that's your character, whether that's who you are in person. I don't think trying to promote yourself in a way it's one thing to want to uplift people, but it's another thing to want to tear down other people. And I think that's the problem that we're seeing today is that people aren't just uplifting others, they're tearing down the people that they think stand in the way. So I don't think that's the way to go about being a hero or being a role model.
No, and you made that rap diss track here for Geeks and Gamers, and you are smart enough to not be on Twitter, Kelly. So you haven't really seen a lot of the negativity. Because you kind of just you're good at dodging that and staying away from it. But Anna has faced a mountain of negativity with just how dare she have an opinion that actually calls Brie Larson out. And it's, to me, it kind of just goes back into the point. Women are only as good as their opinions to these people, these SJWs. Same with minorities and everything like that. Your opinions are only as good as they can use them. And they can say the same thing about Geeks and Gamers, but apparently they didn't watch Jesse's video that was uploaded a couple days ago, where Jesse pretty much called me every name in the book on the channel for the second time. And that was the day after we had our heated political debate. And the point is, I just think that we need to stop with identity politics. Identity politics is not the way that you sell a movie. Identity politics is not how you get people to be inspired by movies. You do that by telling good stories. You know, so I mean, to the both of you, I mean, you're both big into Star Wars. I'm curious, and I don't know the answer to this. Like, I wonder if your paths were different in terms of just finding Star Wars and becoming more connected with Star Wars. Because number one, nobody marketed this movie to you, Star Wars, as a movie for girls. And it wasn't marketed as a movie for boys.
Oh, how
you know, I know. And so, like, you know, Kelly, why don't you give us a quick version of like your introduction to Star Wars?
Well, I have a long video about it on my channel. It's hard because I get so emotionally invested in the story because it was such a moment. It was such a strong moment for me. But basically, I had been hearing about it. My dad had told me about it. It was playing at my grandparents' house. The Return of the Jedi was playing, and I was just enthralled by the visuals and by the atmospheric, just awesomeness of the scene in Jabba's palace. But I didn't. I was about 4 when that came on, and I didn't actually see that. It wasn't until 2 years later that I think my dad and I went to Blockbuster Video together, and we rented A New Hope, and I finally saw it, and I think I was immediately just raptured by the entire aesthetic and atmospheric beauty of the film. I had never really seen anything quite like that yet at 6 years old. And then by the time the binary sunset scene came around with Luke Skywalker and all of those feelings of existential angst and feeling, you know, suppressed and held back, and all of this hope that kind of swelled up in the music and John Williams' score, I think that just all kind of like hit me, and I don't think I was ever the same. And that might sound a little hyperbolic coming from, you know, from a 6-year-old talking about a fictional story with fictional characters in a movie at the end of the day. But at the same time, I think it's what it ignited within my mind and within my heart and soul that kind of brought me to this place where I was aware of who I was on an existential level that I really hadn't found in like other made for kid movies and stuff like that. And I think that's the unfortunate thing right now about Star Wars is the new Star Wars, like whether identity politics are involved or not, it's not a level of filmmaking that evokes those same feelings within me. And that's the biggest disappointment, I think. And I hate being negative and I don't like drama, but at the same time, it's something that as a huge Star Wars fan from when I was little, it's a sad time because you want that same feeling again. And it's hard when you feel like everything is about marketing and catering to a certain audience and pandering to a certain audience too. And it feels more like a business decision than art. At least the original Star Wars and the prequels, there was soul and art within them, whether you liked them or not.
I love the prequels. I love the prequels, and I'm gonna convince Jedi Bunny of the greatness of the prequels and the prequel era in time. She's starting to soften up a little bit on it, so I'm gonna keep working on that. When you watch the Clone Wars, I think that's going to be the game changer for you, because even as a prequel defender, even when I watched the Clone Wars, and I completely dismissed the Clone Wars in the beginning, just because of the animation, it didn't look good. I thought it looked really bad, and it looked like I was like, this is just a stupid cash grab for kids. So I didn't watch it, and so I watched it later on, and blew my mind, and it creates, like, again, the prequels. You can talk about the execution, but do not talk about the story. And when you see the Clone Wars, it expands the galaxy beyond your wildest beliefs. It just makes it makes it so much bigger on a bigger scale, and it makes you rewatch the prequels, thinking about all the other things that are going on within the galaxy that you know of, because the Clone Wars took us there. And so yeah, man, it's good stuff. So now, Anna, I know you're. What is it?
Somebody said something funny in the comments.
Say what?
Nothing. I don't want to read it, but somebody said a funny comment while you were talking about you.
Oh, Bobs and Vagina. Y'all want to see my Bobs and Vagina?
No, not that one.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, it's okay. It was kind of far back. It was right when you started talking, which
Let's see. I want to know now.
No, I'll tell you later. Because that's just gonna open up a can of worms. But it was funny.
right. Well, Anna, go ahead and talk to us your quick introduction into Star Wars.
I was a kid that learned at a very young age that if I screamed, I would get what I wanted. And because I saw another kid do it at Walmart, and then I learned, oh, if I do that, I get what I want. Cool. But my mother decided to hack all of my hair off because I very, very curly hair when I was little, and I'm very, very tender-headed. So if you even like breathe next to my hair, it hurts my head. And so my mother just didn't want to deal with that. So she hacked off all my hair so I looked like a little boy. So I would always wear, princess dresses so that way everyone would say, oh, what a cute little boy. Instead they'd be like, oh, you're like a little girl. And I'm like, I'm a freaking girl. I'm in a princess dress. I'm a freaking girl. And I loved animated movies, and so I would only watch Disney princess movies. Well, I would watch other movies, but I really, really love Cinderella, and I learned later on in life that I like that style of movie because the artist that did the concept art is Mary Blair, and I really like that animation style. And so only watch Disney movies or princess movies. And then when my parents were having my baby sister, they couldn't have me with them, so I had to stay at my aunt's house. She had one Disney movie, which was The Little Mermaid, and because me and my sisters were all a lot younger than the rest of our cousins. So she's like, Anna, I can't watch this movie anymore. And I was like, I don't care. We're watching this movie. And if you want to turn on a different movie, I will sit in front of the TV and scream until it turns off. And she's like listing off all these movies for us to watch. And then she said Star Wars. And I was like, no, I'm not watching Star Wars. She's like, there's a princess in it. I was like, well, I'm watching it right now. Let's do this. And I mean, this is when I was like 2.5 years old. And I remember I'm sitting in like my uncle's office, and my aunt was a teacher, so she rolled in like that cart that had like the big TV that was strapped onto it. And I remember sitting there and not moving and just being completely captivated by this. And I mean, I was just a little girl that grew up on a farm, and when I saw Luke Skywalker was just a guy that grew up on a farm, and then he was able to leave that, become a Jedi, start from nothing, and be, the chosen one, the guy that saves everyone. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm only 2. And this is like completely changed. And when my dad came to pick me up to take me back home to see the baby, like his little princess that only talked about princesses and Disney movies and Todd and Copper and Dumbo was all of a sudden like, Dad, I need a lightsaber. And it was like that happened to my child. And it's completely, I think, on an uphill slope from there, but my mother will say otherwise. And so that was my introduction to Star Wars. And my aunt, I told her I wanted I wanted Luke and Leia to get married because, he was like the prince type character and she's the princess. And she's like, Anna, they can't get married because they're twins. I was like, what?
Oh no.
She's like, and then in the next one, Darth Vader is their father. And then the next one after that, you find out that they're twins. I was like, you're lying.
Spoiler.
And she turned it on and it happened, and I still thought she was lying.
Oh man, that's good stuff. And that's kind of, that's those are stories that every single Star Wars fan can share, and they're going to bring it from a different perspective. And that even carries over into the prequels, with people that were introduced to Star Wars through the prequels. And that's why I was always such a big defender of the prequels when there was so much hate, because it's just like, the prequels introduced so many people into Star Wars, and those people retroactively went back and experienced the original trilogy, and they were like, okay, holy shit, this is even better than what brought me. And there's still a lot of people that'll sit there and tell you that they still prefer the prequels that were introduced to the prequels, but they understand the greatness of the original trilogy. We don't have that now. We don't have that.
Of the prequels, what order? I know you like Revenge of the Sith the best, but
yes,
which one is next for you?
Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones. Although I really like, as a whole, I really like Attack of the Clones more, but Hayden Christensen's performance is so bad in that movie that it hurts.
Talk about him that way.
I love Hayden Christensen, but my God,
not his fault.
He's really bad. He's really bad in episode 2.
Okay, that is not, you can watch the making of it, and where he's with George Lucas, and the scene where he's like, when Padme's packing her bag in Coruscant and he's like hitting on her and it's very awkward. Mm-hmm. You can see in the documentary of making it when George is like, cut, and he's just like, can we please redo that? I didn't like that. And George is like, why? And they cut it because that it's going to start an argument, even though he said on the lines, he's like, that wasn't good. This is probably like our first take. We need to, reshoot it. This isn't a good scene. And George is like, no, I'm done. I hate actors. I'm doing this. But Jeremy, guess what I got the other day?
What?
So if you guys don't know what Facebook Marketplace is, it's kind of like Craigslist, except it's so much more convenient, and you can Facebook stalk the people that sell stuff.
Yep.
I always look And somebody was selling this on Facebook Marketplace, but it's like a little replica of his lightsaber.
Wow.
I am taking this to Celebration, and I am getting him to sign it for me.
That is awesome. Holy crap.
And
That's so
wait, it gets better. It gets better. Obi-Wan.
What?
That's nice.
Damn. I want to ask how much you paid, but maybe you want to tell me off camera.
It
So
was super cheap.
really?
Yep.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. You may look. I mean, one of them may come up missing if you're bringing that Celebration, and I'm not going to claim responsibility. So just saying.
I will cut you. I'm blaming you, and I'm gonna make a police report, and I'm gonna show this video to them. I'm like, he took it. It's on video. He alluded to it. But
Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too. So all right.
there was something that I wanted to talk about with the prequels, since we were on that topic, and we're going to be moving away from the prequels. And when I was a kid, I actually liked Attack of the Clones the best. And part of it was because I loved, Hayden Christensen, because I was a little kid, and I'm just like, oh, he's so handsome type of thing, and like, ooh, googly eyes. But one of the things that I really liked in that movie, and it's my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes out of the entire prequels, is the scene where Obi-Wan and Count Dooku are having that conversation. And do you remember that scene?
Mm-hmm.
When Obi-Wan's up. Okay, so that conversation, when I watched it as a kid, it made me think of a completely different scenario for this, and that's what I thought it was alluding to. And then when they killed Count Dooku, right in the first damn scene of the next movie, I was like, well, what the hell was that? But it made me really like Count Dooku's character, and I feel like it enhanced Qui-Gon's character a little bit, because since he was the one that trained Qui-Gon, and when he's talking to Obi-Wan, he's like, Qui-Gon would listen to me, Qui-Gon would follow me, and we know based on Qui-Gon's character in the first one that he was the guy, he wouldn't follow the rules, he didn't care about being on the Jedi Council. He's like, I don't want to be on the Jedi Council, I don't like those rules, I'm going to do what I'm going to do because this is what's right. And it makes me think of Captain America and Civil War in that aspect. But in that,
I thought about that. That's a good point, though.
Yes. So let me break this down for you. Why this movie is very, very important, and people always overlook it because of the awkward, I don't like sand type of thing. Yeah, as an adult watching that back, it's very, very uncomfortable. But as a kid, I didn't fucking care. I didn't know what was going on. But in that scene where he's talking, he says, I know who the Sith Lord is, and I'm going to overthrow him. That's basically what he's saying. He's trying to tell Obi-Wan, hey, if you come and join me, you're not going to be under Darth Sidious. You're going to kind of be my agent, and we are going to work together to overthrow the evil Sith. That is what he is alluding to. That is why he joined him, so that way he can undermine him from, the inside. And he left the Jedi Order a long time ago for whatever reason. If I actually rewatch it and sit down, I'll have, a better breakdown of it. But it's been, a while since I watched this movie.
Same here. It's been a long time since I watched episode 2.
But I remember being a kid and understanding what he was alluding to, understanding that he was trying to tell Obi-Wan, hey, and he even says, this guy is, up high. Like, you guys don't know who he is, but I do. And he's corrupting you. He's telling Obi-Wan right there. If Obi-Wan would have listened to him, Anakin wiping out the Jedi wouldn't have happened. If he would have just listened to Count Dooku. And so when people say, oh, I hate Count Dooku, it's like, you don't understand what he was trying to do. He was actually trying to save you guys. He could have been evil, like, he wanted his power hungry stuff. But at the end of the day, he wanted to save the Jedi. He didn't want the Jedi to die. He was in a way like Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon was like, you know what, you guys do you, I'm going to go do me kind of thing. And so that was more of a gray Jedi type of thing.
Yeah,
and
he's like a dark gray Jedi.
Yeah, because he wants power. That's the problem. He's more power hungry. Qui-Gon wasn't, but I agree with him. I think Qui-Gon would have listened to him. I think if Qui-Gon would have lived, it would have, in a way, I think, prevented Anakin from going down that path of destruction. And I think Qui-Gon would have been able to pick up on Darth Sidious, as where other people didn't. So I think when people say that about Attack of the Clones, I think you really need to go back and rewatch that scene, because that scene is short, but that's a very, very important scene. And I think, I hate talking about George because he's my husband, he just doesn't know it, that he needed to reshoot that scene and do it a little bit differently. So that way, just with the visual storytelling, you don't pick up on that cues. But if I was able to pick it up, what year did that movie come out?
No. Let's see, 2005. Revenge of the Sith was 2005, I believe. So I think Attack of the Clones was 2002.
Okay, so I was in like second grade. So I was able to pick up on that when I was in second grade. And I knew exactly what was going on. But when they killed him right off the bat, that's why why Darth Sidious like, kill him, do it, Anakin, do it. Because he knew by that point that he was not going to listen to him anymore. And you can even see that in the Clone Wars TV show. I feel like they make him a little bit more evil in the Clone Wars TV show because they want to play up the villain aspect. And I feel like there was a little bit of a disconnect from the people that were writing as compared to what George was doing with him in the actual movies. But you can see in that scene that Star Sidious knew that he was going off on a different aspect and he wasn't going to listen to him anymore. And that's why he spent so much time trying to get Anakin. And I feel like his plans were a little bit rushed in that sense.
Now I have a reason to rewatch Attack of the Clones because I haven't watched them forever. I mean, I've watched, which the most recent one I've watched is Revenge of the Sith. But I don't watch Star Wars movies like I used to after The Last Jedi. I just don't have that same. I used to put Star Wars movies on just as background noise if I was doing something, just to have it on, and then I'd watch them, obviously. But I haven't watched them that much since The Last Jedi, and it sucks. I mean, eventually it will.
After The Force Awakens came out, I rewatched everything. I even rewatched the prequels, and I watched all of these fan edits that people had done of the prequels. Someone did like a really cool, like almost like Art Deco version where there was no dialogue. They muted everything and they would chop the scenes up, but they did it in a really interesting way. And I rewatched everything. I watched all the behind the scenes again. I totally like geeked out again all over Star Wars. And I was so happy and reinvested. And even if you don't like The Force Awakens, it still ignited that same kind of feeling in me that I hadn't had since the original trilogy, honestly. And like, and after The Last Jedi, it was almost like I fell off a cliff of emotion.
We all did.
Yeah.
we all did.
It was such a drag.
Those are good points, Anna. And everybody's curious what you're eating. We all know Anna eats during every live stream. She always does.
You don't understand. I had a really hectic day. I didn't go to sleep until 6 a.m. because I had to make an extra video because Jeremy. We're not going to get into that, but I had to make another freaking video on top of the video I already made and save and edit it even longer because of damn Jeremy. But anyway, I didn't get to bed until 6 a.m. And then I woke up because I got a really angry voicemail from my damn post office. I had to go and get yelled at by some jackass, excuse my language, even though that's not technically a bad word because I'm talking about an animal, but it's actually in reference to a human, so I guess it could be bad. I am eating leftover fries from a meeting I had with my coworkers last night, and they're hot Cheetos. And then I was telling Jeremy, I want to drink this giant thing of apple juice, and I can't freaking open it. I'm so thirsty, and I had to take headache medicine a second ago. It's just not a good day. But talking about Star Wars is making it better. So that was my long story on what I'm eating. Later on, I'm going to have my hot Cheetos, my extra hot Cheetos.
That's
nice.
All right. So that's Anna's long drawn out way of just saying I'm eating fries. So anyway.
I'm eating old cold fries that are like stale because I forgot to put them in the refrigerator. And yeah, I'm one of those people that I will still eat things even though.
And now we're getting a hashtag because Jeremy in the chat. So there we go.
Yeah, Jeremy,
all right.
it's your fault.
Let me catch up on a few super chats. Andy Goss, hello. I am an angry white male. I hate women. LOL. Andy,
women, but he requested an Ahsoka painting and has an Ahsoka painting.
That's right. That's right. And if you're watching, smash the melee button. If you don't mind, we got almost 700 people watching. We are joined today by Jedi Bunny, Kelly, and that Star Wars girl, Anna. First time they've ever been on a live stream together. And it's a really cool thing to see because they both are really passionate Star Wars fans. And I'm happy to have them both on. Also, Andy, I talked to you on email. You ordered some Geeks and Gamers merchandise, and you were wanting to see if we could get that over to you. I think what I'm going to have to do is probably have my guys send that to me, and I will bring it to you to Chicago. I think that's the route that we're going to go. So we can talk on email because I don't think my guys can get it to you in time because it's international and everything like that. So we'll keep looking at it and we'll see what happens. And I'll keep you posted. And just a shameless plug really quick, just because I just brought it up. But go to the Geeks and Gamers store on geeksandgamers.com. We have new merch, shirts, hoodies. We have hats. We have beanies. We have the roll-up cuff beanie and the non-cuff, and then we have tank tops. So go over to check that out. Our mods will drop a link in the description. Let's see. All right, Jaegerbomb. Hope Captain Plywood doesn't ruin Endgame. Off subject, Jordan Peele has gone woke with Twilight Zone. Sad how everything we love is betraying us. It is sad and it sucks. I don't know much about what he's doing with Twilight Zone. I go ahead. Go.
I have a request before you get onto this topic, because I have a lot to say on that as well. Make baseball t-shirts.
You've already requested this.
I want the Ahsoka one, but I don't want a regular t-shirt. I want a baseball tee. Because I am always cold and I need long sleeves.
Okay, so here's what we have to do. So I told everybody, the first merchandise run we made was a small purchase, and I told everybody if they supported that, then we would make a bigger purchase, and they supported it big time. And now this is a bigger, more expensive purchase I made, and I told everybody if this sells well, then we take it to the next level, and the next level goes into customization, a helpful Mexican t-shirt,
This is your problem.
Okay.
And I tried telling you this like last year. The way that the way that you do it, where you have to buy stuff and then people have to buy it for you to make money, just do it through one of those companies that make it for you.
I did. I've already done that. I already went that route.
This would be so much easier because there's websites where it's like, do you want this type of t-shirt? Do you want this type of t-shirt? Do you want this? Hoodies, every aspect, every color under the damn moon. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is upload designs and they make everything and do it for you.
I know we did that. We did that. We used crypto.
No, crypto is the one where you have to bulk buy everything.
No, you don't.
And then send it. That is what you and Ethan both told me.
No, and then I also went through. I've went through 3 of these companies, Anna. You know this. I went through Teespring. I was not happy with the quality that Teespring shipped out. They were terrible. And then we went and hang on, Anna. I can mute you.
And then comment. He's trying to silence me, everyone. He's trying to silence me because I'm a woman. What the hell is this?
And then there was another company we went through. I'm not going to name them, but we did the Last Jedi broken logo, and they allowed 150 people to order the shirt. And then they turned out that they told us, no, we're not shipping that out because they were based in San Francisco and they didn't want to upset Lucasfilm with the broken Last Jedi logo. So I'm like, I've had 3 different issues with these types of companies. So that's finally why we decided to do it in-house. And we're making more money on our profits, and it gives us complete control. So
I'll send you a link.
Huh?
I'll send you a link.
All right. Anyway, Jeremy,
just send me the design and I'll just print it out myself.
I can do that too.
I never got the one for Geeks and Gamers like I asked for you back in July last year. July.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I never got the approval to upload that video on my personal channel about what happened with you on Twitter. But anyway,
you never asked for permission. I just said.
You want me to go back to the messages and look?
No, you have permission. You don't have to ask me for permission to make a video. I'm not your mom.
I'm just messing with you. All right, here we go. Anna-splaining. There it is right there. Hashtag Anna-splaining.
Hey, now, if you guys don't want to be Anna-splained, why is my channel the way it is? Well, you guys like the way I explain things, so don't even complain about that.
All right, let me get back to super chats before we get interrupted again by the person that's going to have 1 million subs by the end of next year, probably. That Star Wars girl. All right, the Price is Right review. The hypocrisy reaps in Hollywood through the First Amendment. Be damned. For anyone who disagrees, roll my eyes. Interesting how threatened SJWs are of liberty. It's 100% true. I mean, I made a video talking about how Alyssa Milano is now taking, she's defending Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a creepy old dude, and that is an objective fact because there's video evidence where he's fondling these 13-year-old girls' hair and smelling it, and it's creepy. Go to Paul Joseph Watson's channel. Somebody go to Paul Joseph Watson's channel and get the creepy Uncle Joe Biden video he made about a year ago. All right, if you can defend what that mofo is doing, then don't come near me. But now Alyssa Milano, because Joe Biden is on the political side of the argument she wants him on, suddenly she's like, well, we should believe all women because he'd been accused of something. We should believe all women.
What happened?
But
I don't know what happened. What happened?
What? Oh, with Joe Biden, he's been accused.
I wasn't smelling Salma Hayek's hair, but
Yeah, he's been accused of coming up behind this political, this lady who's into politics, coming up behind her, smelling her hair and kissing the back of her head, and she felt really creeped out. And that's one, if you take that in isolation, that could probably be looked at like, what was the relationship or whatever there? No. There is so much evidence where Biden does this to so many women, and they are all uncomfortable. Very, very, very creepy shit. So again, just go to Paul Joseph Watson's channel, type creepy Uncle Joe, and that you'll get all the evidence you need. But Alyssa Milano wants to defend that because she is a Hollywood elitist. And again, it's all about, believe all women, because that was her argument. Believe all women when it was Kavanaugh or when it's Trump or when it's somebody else. But as soon as it's a politician on her side, she goes, well, we must believe all women, but we also need to do due process. It's like, it's just, how about everybody gets due process that gets accused? I don't care what their politics are. Everybody deserves the chance to be heard, and everybody gets the chance to get an investigation. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, I'll move on from that.
Remember when Superman was like, I don't want to hit on women because I'm going to get like a sexual harassment?
Yeah, Henry. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I would just like to know, if he wants to come and smell my hair, I am not going to have a problem with it. I am not going to be offended. I'm going to be flattered because Superman is smelling my hair. He's going to get punched in the face by my boyfriend, but I mean, I will feel very complimented by it. Just saying.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, but that's the world we live in, where Henry Cavill is intimidated to even flirt with a woman because of all this Me Too garbage. That's the world we live in. The Rookie Critic just sent a super chat. I'm gonna read this one now. Does Jedi Bunny have a Twitter? No, because she's smart and she's not gonna get one. So I'll talk to her. We talk about that all the time. So about you having a Twitter.
Don't do it.
I go back and forth. Because I get sucked in. It's easy to get sucked in when you're being led by your own ego, when it comes to comments, when it comes to interactions from people. And the problem is that you can look at a million positive, optimistic, happy-go-lucky comments and absorb them to some extent, but it's the negative ones that really stick with us, especially if we're coming from a place of ego. And I am not strong enough yet to deal with all of that. I'm a sensitive person. I'm a delicate little flower a lot of the time. And I don't think I change my mind every day on a variety of subjects. I don't claim to be an expert in any one field. I love what I do. I'm a teacher, and I absolutely love working with children, and I teach art to little kids, and it's one of the most happy-go-lucky, fun, positive things you can do, and I just don't want my world tainted. And sometimes I don't even read my YouTube comments on my channel for like a month at a time, because sometimes I just get so like, most comments are very positive and very kind and very receptive, but for the ones that are negative, I see you guys dealing with that kind of thing, and it's just something that, I don't know, I feel like I would get so wrapped up into it emotionally that I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I want to be there, but I commend you guys for being on the front lines of this craziness right now, because it's amazing to me how many sets of standards are out there that people are holding you guys to, and yet they're not holding themselves or their own idols to. So it's just a very strange time to be in right now with social media. So long story short, I don't have Twitter.
Good answer. All right, Roy Butcher says anybody that doesn't like Geeks and Gamers can get effed. I appreciate that. I'm not going to say it, but I appreciate that. Paulie D, because you guys know this is a Christian channel, and I never curse. I don't make any sexual remarks to people that talk shit to me. I never say anything about banging their wives or their girlfriend or their mom. I don't do that because this is a Christian channel, and we are here to spread the gospel of Jeremy Osteen. Okay.
I would just like to acknowledge that not everyone on your channel is a Christian, Jeremy. We just had to deal with this and getting harassed for being Jewish.
Yes.
Well, not a Christian channel. This is an inclusive channel.
No, this is a Christian channel. We don't fucking talk shit around here because this is a Christian fucking channel. Okay.
Have you ever met Christians? They talk shit too. Don't even give me that. Every religious people talk shit.
I
Don't
know
even
that.
tell
That's
me.
the joke, Anna.
I know, but I don't deal with jokes like that because I'm so frustrated with that kind of stuff.
More Anna-splaining. I love that this Anna-splaining
I
has
like
been
how
born.
the Anna-splaining is actually truth.
It is true. Trust me. Okay. Look at your spelling real quick on the
There
word
is
that I
nothing
told you.
wrong.
Yes, there is. All right. There you go. All right. Oh boy. All right.
Guys, I can't spell. I just want everyone to know I am severely dyslexic, which is why when people say, "Oh, your video is so scripted," I'm like, you don't know anything about me. If you wanted me to read something, it is going to be a complete mess because not like dyslexia doesn't just affect the way that you write things, it affects the way that you see words. And so when you're reading something and something you think is a certain word is a completely different word, that is why I cannot do scripted videos, because it would take me hours upon hours to try to read something correctly. And I love reading, but I'm an incredibly slow reader because I have to constantly reread not just paragraphs but sentences, maybe 4 to 10 times before I actually get what it actually is. So I apologize if anything is ever spelled incorrectly, and thank you for everyone that does tell me, because I don't notice it. So if I put a video and then in my thumbnail, and I've done this, I've spelled trailer wrong, I have spelled so many things wrong, and people say in the comments like, Anna, you spelled this wrong. I'm like, oh my god, thank you, type of thing. So yeah, that totally off topic, but I asked Jeremy if this thumbnail for a video I'm working on was spelled incorrectly, and he said what he just said, and I didn't see that. So thank you, Jeremy.
But yeah, so I just like to make a point again. Geeks and Gamers hates women, yet we have 2 women on here, and we have nothing but women mods in the chat. Plus, we have a community manager, female, that's Siobhan. We have a social media manager, Caroline. We have women that run that are operating underneath them that are helping run those accounts. But yes, go ahead, Reddit. Go ahead and say that stupid shit. And by the way, Reddit, I got like 25,000 views on that video that I got to make. So again, I do not respond
What's up with Reddit? I want to know now.
Oh, Reddit made a video, or Reddit, here, let me see if I can just pull it up real quick.
Well, I just discovered Reddit, and I Googled myself on Reddit, and I saw what everyone said, so you guys can all...
So, yeah, Reddit hates my guts. But again, like I said, Mahler told me they hate him too, so I felt like I was in a good company. But right here... Let me click on it. I'm going to do a screen share.
Tell me what happened.
No, because it's funny to actually show it.
Do I?
All right, here it is. Here's the Reddit thread right here. So let me lock on there. So J.J. Abrams has announced that due to popular demand by Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he is going to start the sequel trilogy over. Here's the new poster. Here's the new poster for Star Wars Episode 7. For real this time. So this is the fan-made poster. Now, since I made a video on these comments, it's going to be hard for me to find them now.
Wait,
but
I want to see the poster. Go back up.
Okay.
I had to make my screen bigger.
Okay. So we've got Hux as a Jedi. We've got Finn as a Jedi. We've got Daisy Ridley. I guess she's I don't know. I mean, I guess she's trying to be Padme in that.
It looks like she's like a princess on Endor / Naboo. Like the hair style reminds me of Leia when she was on.
Yeah, we got Max von Sydow.
When right after Anakin just kills everyone at the Jedi Temple and he comes home to like kiss Padme, and she's like, "Oh, she's in that blue outfit with the headband."
Oh, I see what they did there. Okay.
And yeah, so then down here in the comments, people are saying like, no, there's no way Jeremy would like this poster. It has too many women on it because Geeks and Gamers hates women. And they're like, yeah, Jeremy can suck a dick because he hates women. He hates all women. And I'm trying to find it now, but this has gotten blown up since I made a video on it. So here it is, Geeks and Gamers. So why so many women on the poster? Jeremy can suck a dick. What a waste of space of a human being making money off shitting on other people's work. Yet that's what you're doing on Reddit right now. Huh?
Do people get paid from posting stuff on Reddit?
No, I'm just saying that, but that's just what they're shitting on other people's work, though. You know what I mean? So it's like, what does it matter if I'm making money because people enjoy my content, you know? So it's like, you know, and then all these YouTubers are a waste. A bunch of children who never grew up. All
right, but they say that, but look at the people that worked on movies. People that work in the industry do that because they grew up loving it from a very young age. whenever I go to work events and I go talk to other artists that are working on movies for, really big companies like Lucasfilm, like Blizzard, like Nickelodeon, like DreamWorks, everyone that works there because they loved it as a kid, and it, shaped how they are. And you can go talk to people that aren't in art. You can go talk to people that are engineers. You can go see people that went to school, got a degree in engineering and science, and guess what? They work at Pixar because they have to build the programs for it. And they said, hey, I could go easily work for NASA or for, the States and make money, but I love these movies because I love them as a kid. So you want to give people shit for liking something that they've liked since they were kids, when you really should actually do your research, which I feel like I need to make a t-shirt that says do your research. Because people wouldn't be making movies for your entertainment if they didn't grow up loving them. Very rarely will you ever meet someone that says, oh yeah, I just work here because it's a job. No, these are jobs that are very, very sought after, and it's very hard to get a job in this industry. You have to know people. You can't just submit your resume because they will not look at it. They hire people based on who they know and if they want to work with them, because they are so successful that they can pick and choose who they want to work with. And they're not going to work with anyone that just like, oh, I'm just here because I have to be here. I'm just here for a paycheck. You go ask anyone at these companies, that is not the case. Maybe it's
well
Sony,
said.
but that's
Well said. And yes, you get further down in here, and it says, why are there women? And it says their lack of aprons is concerning. And then it says, Geeks and Gamers hates women, so why would they approve of having gasp to women on the poster? Somebody then says, Jeremy doesn't hate women, though. Jeremy won't be happy with the amount of women on this poster. It's way too many. So yeah, so
such a clear example of the straw man argument of just basically creating a caricature of who they think you are and what they think your belief system is, and then attacking that instead of actually looking at any relevant belief system that you do have and who you are as a person. Like, I don't necessarily agree with everything that you say on the channel and everything that everybody says that I'm a fan of, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to create this caricature of them in my mind and think that they're a villain because I don't agree with every single thing that they have to say. And that's the time we're living in right now, is where people, if you don't agree with them, they're immediately going to cut you down. I don't like how divisive the fandom is now. I just want to be a Star Wars fan. I don't even want to hate on The Last Jedi anymore. I don't want to hate on anything, to be honest with you, whether it's Brie Larson or The Last Jedi, because I don't think that's productive for me personally, because I feel like it brings me down. But I still want to feel like I can be a fan of something without being, my biggest problem is I want to be able to be a fan of things without feeling like those things are being undermined, whether that's retroactively. Like, I feel my problem with The Last Jedi was that I felt that they went back retroactively and changed what they thought was wrong with the original trilogy and with Lucas's, sorry, my cat's grabbing curtains. Hi, Nova. So that was my problem. That's my problem with anything right now. This whole thing about anti-SJWs too, like, I'm not anti-SJW. I have no problem with social justice and with equality. My problem lies with this expectation that everyone should be held to the same standards, and yet you're only holding certain groups to these standards. And I just don't find that to be fair or intelligent. And I think it's leading us down a path that's very dark, and I don't think people realize how dark that is. You can't just choose who you want to be held to a standard and then say that, well, that's them and they're problematic and this group is problematic and their freedom of speech is problematic, and not see the other sides and intricacies of that. Because people are so, I do this all the time, but people are so complex, and you can't just lump everybody into a category, and you just can't. Nice. It's just dark.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, you're very nice. I feel like that's, in a way, the same thing that all of us are talking about, but you just say it a lot nicer than we do.
Well, I work with 4-year-olds for a living, so I try to keep things. And also, listen, I love people, but people are also really, really scary. And I think people want to see the darkness in people that they find disagreement with. But when you work with little kids, and I don't want to bring this up to like talk about my job because I don't think that's important right now, but when you do see children at a certain age, you realize the playing field is level regardless of where you come from. Your mind is open, and it isn't until later that we start to deal with all of these issues of classism and racism and sexism and society in general, and then cultural norms. But there is a point in all of our lives when we are open and we can interact with anyone and we can have disagreements about a toy truck or who has the cooler mom, and it won't tear people apart. You can understand someone from a different mindset without having to completely break down who that person is and destroy their process and make a straw man argument. So anyway, like, Reddit is a really cool platform in a lot of ways because people can discuss ideas and people can upvote them based on you know, their credibility and intelligence and whatever. But at the same time, there's always going to be corners of the internet that are going to attack people. And the biggest problem right now, I think, with media is, well, one of the biggest problems is the whole straw man argument thing, because you can so easily take what people say out of context and not be able to look at the nuances and the actual details of what someone believes in and just say, well, he believes that, he's a sexist, he's a bigot, or she has suppressed, what's the saying now that they're saying that because, like, Anna and I, for example, because we didn't like the way Brie Larson was approaching her fame with the whole Captain Marvel situation, they would say that we had suppressed misogyny. So women can still be misogynist and have misogynistic tendencies, but we're just suppressing it because we are the feminine. And it's just, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Freedom of speech is vitally important in so many ways, and this is the exact reason why, because we need to be able to have these conversations with people we don't agree with. And it's just crazy. I don't know.
And whoever's pissing Anna off in the chat, don't come crying to me, because she's gonna do whatever she's gonna do, and she has full power to do that. So and as far as, please stop with the free speech bullshit. Nobody's fucking taking anything away from your free fucking speech. Do you not know what free fucking speech means? Nobody's telling you your freedom of speech. Do you not understand what that fucking means? People don't understand what that means, and it's so funny. Go ahead, Anna.
I don't know. If you're going to say shit about someone that is trying to be honest and give their honest opinion, if you were here in person, I would tell you to shut the fuck up right to your face. But guess what? You're hiding behind a fake name and an avatar. If you're going to say shit about Kelly when she's just giving her opinion, expressing that she can see both sides of the argument and she doesn't want to see the best in, or she doesn't want to see the worst in people, she wants to see the best, and she gives people the benefit of the doubt, then you can go fuck yourself. And yes, I will put you in timeout, and I have no problem with that.
Boom. And look, really, what it comes to, and somebody the other night when I had the stream with Jesse, you know, I didn't know about it. The stream, my God, the comments were moving so freaking fast that night, and we were debating.
I would have known that you guys were doing that. Thank you for not messaging me about that. I did not get a notification either, and I'm sorry for talking when I have food in my mouth, but I would have taken care of that. You should have told me.
I know. I'm sorry. And I didn't know we were going to get into the political aspect, but once we did, there were some screenshots were sent to me.
Jesse.
I know there were some screenshots were sent to me that could really, like, you guys don't understand, like, things that get said in these chats can compromise the channel, and you know, YouTube, for better or for worse. And this is what people seem to like. They're always wanting to be like fighting with no sense of like anything. Like, I will fight people, I will argue with people, I will challenge people, but at the end of the day, I could be pissed off about YouTube, I could be pissed off about some of the things they do, but YouTube has given us this platform through their infrastructure with their resources. Nobody says I have the right to be here. It's YouTube's platform. I operate under their rules, period. And if people don't understand that, then they don't understand that. We try to keep the chat as organized as possible. And there's just certain things that we're just going to call out. And please don't go back to this weak ass freedom of speech bullshit, because you don't know what the fuck it means if you're using that argument. So anyway, we're going to move on from that, because that was an awesome answer from Kelly. And I figured, I saw Anna in there. I'm like, don't come crying at me. I done pissed her off. I ain't getting in the way of it. So, all right, I got to catch up with some super chats. So let's run through some of these.
Something to drink, but I can hear you guys.
Okay, so Polly D says, Kelly showed she has mad rhymes. Her bars are on fire. Call her a barsonist. Oh. Everybody loved that video. And I think it got about 17 or 18,000 views. So
thank you, guys. For those of you that actually saw it for what it was, and actually listen to the disclaimer in the beginning that it was just for fun, I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to be the next big rapper. I know I'm a cornball. I'm a goofball. Like, I wasn't trying to be serious. I know I'm not Tyler, the Creator. I know I'm not, you know, I'm not Tupac. Obviously it was a joke and it was goofy and I had fun with it. And made Jeremy laugh, and luckily made some of you guys laugh too. So I appreciate that. And I stopped looking at comments once I saw how many people were writing cringe. Of course it's cringe. I'm a white girl rapping. Most, like, of course it's cringe. Oh my gosh, there's a dog on the screen. I'm done talking. Oh, that little wolf pup.
It's Tulip.
That's
oh
Tulip.
Gosh, so cute.
She's a very cute dog. Very cute.
Oh my gosh, Tulip? Is that a girl? Boy.
Yeah, girl.
Oh, sorry to assume gender. Tulip.
Yeah, I get so offended when people ask, like, they're like, "Oh, he's so cute." I'm like, "It's a girl." Guys, I am one of those people that is completely extra. Kelly, I made her an Instagram. I got her a dressy, and it's a dressy with tulips on it.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Tulip dress.
That's adorable.
But
good
she's not
stuff.
feeling too good. She got her last rabies shots yesterday, and so she was throwing up and like got diarrhea, and now she's all sad.
What breed is she?
She's a Pekingese.
Pekingese. I love Pekingese. Oh my gosh, I'm used to like the tawny, like brown color ones though.
Yeah, her mom was. She was white, but she had like kind of fawn color around her face and on her back, and then the dad was like black with like white spots.
Huh.
And so her and her brother was the runt, and they were the last two left, and they were both white like this, and then the rest of them were like kind of like the speckled type of colors. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that she's left.
She's really cute. Oh.
All right, so let me jump back into these super chats now. Mega Mr. 46, my reaction to Captain Marvel making 1 billion, meh. Same as all of us. And I did change the title up a little bit where I said Captain Marvel passes 1 billion worldwide and nobody cares, so let's talk Star Wars.
Transformers made billions of dollars. Those movies are complete crap. Aquaman, I know you liked it, Jeremy. That movie was complete crap. There's plenty of horrible movies that made money.
It's true. It's true. And then you put a David Lynch movie in the theaters and nobody wants to see it unless you're a huge David Lynch fan like me. But any David Lynch movie. I mean, so many of his movies just...
Well, I don't know my name. What movie did he do? And then I'll know.
Oh, okay. So like Mulholland Drive.
Oh, Mulholland Drive is... Mulholland
I've
Drive.
never heard of that.
I love it. It's so good. Talk about subverting expectations and not generating.
Yeah, look, Anna, watch Mulholland Drive, but don't look up anything about it. Just watch it, and it will blow your freaking mind. It is amazing.
That's one of my favorite movies.
What is it about?
You can't even.
It's hard. If we tell you, then it starts to give you an insight into the story because it's a very complex story.
Who's in it?
What's her name?
Naomi Watts.
Yeah, Naomi Watts, the girl that was in King Kong, Peter Jackson King Kong movie, the blonde. Mm-hmm. You'll know her if you see her. You will know her, Naomi Watts.
I would just like to say when I watched that movie, I watched it for Adrian Brody, and I had no idea who the girl was.
Okay, well,
I do remember Googling her to know who she is, but I've never.
It's an excellent performance. David Lynch gets, I think, the best performances out of his actors. And the reason I don't want to tell you anything about story is because I feel like when it comes to David,
what other movies has he made aside from
Eraserhead?
A lot of his movies are a lot of his movies are going to be movies that are not really like well known. Yeah. They're more like artsy, subversive.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna just IMDb it.
Yeah.
Like, he's my favorite director. He is my favorite director right now. Terrence Malick was my favorite director for a while, and then I found David Lynch, and like he just blew everything out of the water. Like,
did he do the Twin Peaks show?
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love him. Not everybody likes him. Some people don't like him at all, but I think he's phenomenal.
The only movie I'm familiar with him was Mulholland Drive, and I remember watching that, and it blew me away.
Was that the one where like somebody died?
I think people die in pretty much all of
I mean, the people die.
Velvet is another great one.
Guys, I'm on to IMDb right now, going through all of his directing things. There's not a single thing on here I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're all amazing. Well,
you gotta.
I recommend Drive,
Dune,
and Blue Velvet,
Dune,
and Twin Peaks. Dune was not his best, I don't think. I don't think he was the right director for it.
Tony Rankin says it perfect. It says he's amazing and crazy all at once.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I want to watch Mulholland Drive again. I haven't seen Mulholland Drive in a long time, and I only watched it because I was friends with somebody who was a big David Lynch fan, and I was just like, I don't think I've ever seen anything from David Lynch, and they're like, oh, you got to watch. I think at the time Mulholland Drive was on Netflix. This was a long time ago, and I remember watching it, and I didn't know anything about it, and so the things that happened in the movie that you know what I'm talking about, Kelly, and anybody in the chat that's seen it, the thing that ultimately gets the point to, like, the whole time I was like, I'm picking up on something here, but that's probably just, you know, me being me, you know, like this is, and no, I was like, holy shit. Like it's, I don't want to say anything because I really want Anna to see it without knowing anything, but yeah, it's so
I
good.
don't know, right now I'm looking at all of his movies and there's not a single one of them interests me.
No, but
he's unlike any other director. It's like art. It's comparing art to like Lunchables. Like it's like the Lunchables section of the grocery store versus art. Like his work is first and foremost, he's actually a painter. He's an incredible painter. He's also an incredible musician. And the way he gets involved in his films is he looks at it almost like a meditative process. It's very strange, and a lot of the times it's almost like the narrative structure is unlike, it's not like mainstream film at all. Like it's nothing like Star Wars. It's nothing. Ironically, actually, George Lucas, I think, approached him to direct Return of the Jedi. And
I think that happened. Yeah, I believe that happened.
Yeah. Well,
but
I would just like to say, as far as film goes, I hate artistic films.
Oh, okay.
I think you will like Mulholland Drive. You'll like.
Well, here's
I don't
my
find
thing. When it comes to stuff like that, is I usually don't like it. I like my films to be a certain way. So my favorite director is Quentin Tarantino.
I love Tarantino too.
I like the aspect of how he has amazing dialogue and he shows the intellectual side of a human being, and then he shows the completely animalistic side. And a lot of people don't like that, but I love it. I love seeing that divide between people, and you can have the most intellectual people in the world having these conversations, and then the next scene, they're killing everyone. It's a bloodbath. I love that. As far as these movies, I remember watching Dune, but I had already read the book, and I remember Sting was a big thing. Like, oh my gosh, Sting is in this type of thing. And the way that he did the worms and everything, and the way the main character was kind of portrayed wasn't the best, but with the technology that he had at the time, I didn't think it was the worst movie in the world.
Dune is not a good representation of Lynch's work. Like, that's probably the least of all films that he's done. I'd say see Dune last, because it's not really Lynchian. Like, there's actually a term in the film world that's like when something's Lynchian. Like whether you're a fan of movies or whether you're in the field of movie making yourself, like the Lynchian term, it's this very surreal element where he incorporates kind of like this fantastical element of the human subconscious, and he injects that. It's not artsy, pretentious artsy. It's like Terrence Malick, I think, could be perceived as kind of a little more on the pretentious side. I still love him, but I get why people don't like him, and they his audience is divisive. But David Lynch, I think, if you look at it from the right perspective, he just does something entirely different, and it's not he doesn't adhere to a structure or a formula the way most filmmakers and most films do. But it's also something where if you're watching it, don't try to figure it out as you're going along. Just it's almost like a meditative experience. Just let the images come and just let it unfold. And it's really, really cool. I don't know. It's hard.
Watching 2001 Space Odyssey.
It's a little more like that.
Oh God, hell no!
You don't like to? Okay.
No.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Right, hey, let me jump in. Let me jump in real quick. I gotta say this, and I'm serious when I say this. I've seen a lot of people.
I like it, Jeremy.
Well, hang on. I've seen a lot of people in the chat making references to looks and things like that, and I just want to say, stop focusing on me, because I know you're talking about my looks. People said, who's the beauty? I've been here for the past year and a half. Can we stop focusing on my good looks for once and acknowledge the women on the show? I'm just saying, please. Okay. I know there's a lot of people. I've never been in a live stream where everybody's like, who's the beauty? I'm like, guys, I'm here every day. Can we focus on the women now? Please. Okay. Let's respect the women. Okay. All right. Anyway, I got to get back to these super chats. They're like, God damn it, Jeremy. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. I just had there was something because somebody said, "Who's the beauty?" I'm like, I got to take advantage of this. All right. Can you identify as a woman, Jeremy? All right. Polly D. Anna's takedown of Bree, be effing humble, is right and on point and genius in its simplicity.
Can you send me a screenshot of that?
I can.
Guys, I'm considering making t-shirts and like doing my favorite comments. And I'll wear it. I'll wear it and do it in videos because I know one of my favorite things is there will be people that comment on my t-shirts, and I love that. Those are my favorite comments to see because I'm like, yes, people notice my damn t-shirts, and then people that comment on things that I change in the background. So those are my favorite comments. So I will make t-shirts.
All right. Polly D says Jeremy is now the Sawyer Power. After revealing he is in love with Larson, we all bought it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw my video where I basically, my April Fool's video was me admitting, I just want to see women represented in movies, and so I bought out all of the theaters for Captain Marvel. I bought all of them with all of my super chats. I took all of your super chats and used them against you. And I bought every theater in the country out, and I helped elevate Captain Marvel because, as we know, Captain Marvel is the first movie in the history of Hollywood to have a woman in it. That's what Twitter told me. Just like Black Panther was the first black movie ever. It's the first movie any black person's ever been in a movie. So I wanted to make sure that we get more representation. So anyway, I'll drop the sarcasm now. So I've been doing a lot of sarcastic videos lately. So.
I feel so bad because I wanted to do the April Fool's idea like Jesse said, but I completely lost my voice the other day.
Did you? Why? Are you screaming about Brie Larson or something?
Warriors.
Screw the Warriors. So, but
excuse me.
Hey, at
Who
least
the hell are you fans of now? Oh yeah, that's right, Miami Heat. Oh yeah, why are they?
What the Heat?
You said you liked the Heat when we first talked about sports.
Orlando Magic.
Really?
Yes.
God, dude.
Not the Heat. The Heat had LeBron. No.
Oh, no, you said when we first talked about. I can go back and hunt down this live stream.
Please go. You'll never find me saying I like the Miami Heat. Never.
Well, hey, when we were arguing, you were defending them.
I would defend LeBron, but it's a good player. But I'm happy that he's not in the playoffs. I've never liked Miami ever.
I feel like we had this conversation because I wouldn't just be making this up.
You just, you know what? Can we get a new shirt for Anna? I make stuff up because that's what she just did.
I'm a professional artist. I make stuff up as far as art, but as far as this, I would never make something like that. I remember we specifically had a conversation.
I think you just got two Florida cities mixed up and Florida teams.
No.
Is pretty much.
No, I didn't. I remember because we were talking about LeBron, and it was one of those arguments when we were arguing about him. I apologize, guys, for talking sports, but I'm a huge Warriors fan right now. And, well, I've always been a huge Warriors fan, but me and Jeremy do not agree.
Heat fan Jeremy account coming soon. Anna-splaining. Yep, more Anna-splaining. Here's Anna like, here's what you told me because I don't care what actually was said. This is what you said.
Jeremy, you said this.
I did not.
I'm sorry, Kelly. I don't know if you follow basketball.
I only follow Quidditch.
I was just wearing my Quidditch shirt earlier, and then I went to Target and I found this one. Kelly, you like Harry Potter?
I love Harry Potter.
It's Game of Thrones.
But, I just started watching. Okay, so I watched up until season 5, and then I stopped, and I'm starting to watch it again, and I'm getting into it now.
Okay, you're now just getting into it?
Well, okay, so I kind of judged it, like prejudged it, and I actually thought originally that Game of Thrones was going to be kind of like fake nerd culture because I thought I grew up with Lord of the Rings. I know. Now I understand the depth of the characters and the dynamics and how people are just showing different varieties of philosophies and stuff. Now I love it.
It's a giant painting I've been working on of Game of Thrones. It's bigger than I am.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's
I've been working on this for like over a year, and I have to fix it because I accidentally made Jon's face red when him and Tyrion are supposed to be blue because of the fire. But 3 Heads of the Dragon. There's so much mythology behind Game of Thrones, and
yes,
I can't put that there.
I love the mythology aspects, and I love the almost historical aspects. Like you have so many different varieties of like different parts of our world and culture that are in there, which is really cool.
Well,
So
the reason why he wrote Game of Thrones, George R. R. Martin, is because he loved Lord of the Rings, but when he watched it, he didn't think that Aragorn was going to be a good king, because you can't just take a soldier who's never had to deal with the intricacies of politics and all, those type of people. And so he showed this was his version of like what would have happened after that. So how Robert, he was this war hero and he was good at war. You have Ned Stark. They were the best fighters of their time and they were good people, but you see how Robert gets corrupted. You see how Ned tries to deal with that, and they're not built for that. They're not those type of people.
Right.
How the snakes corrupt them. That's what the whole basis of Game of Thrones was. That was where his idea sparked. And then he looked at history of England and he wrote his own story, and he was inspired by Lord of the Rings. So.
Okay, that's so interesting because I just made kind of a snap judgment, and I think I kind of got turned off by the whole like subculture, and there was like a huge fandom backing it, and I felt like I always grew up as like kind of like a closet nerd. So then when all of these people were like, I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd, I was like almost overwhelmed with the amount of like nerddom in the world, and I kind of like I judged it.
Popular to like nerdy. It's
It
popular
was like,
to like Harry Potter. It's popular to like Star Wars. It's popular to like Game of Thrones. And
now it is. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess it always was to an extent, like looking back, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just a different time now. I feel like being into, like, you could be a fan of Star Wars, but like if you like wore that on your sleeve when I was growing up, it was kind of like not the norm. So now when everybody's like wearing Star Wars shirts and Lord of the Rings, stuff and Harry Potter stuff, it's really cool, but at the same time you're like quick to be like, how much of that is authentic and how much of that is kind of like jumping on the bandwagon, like the whole hipster.
Well, you can talk to people and they haven't read the books. They don't know about Game of Thrones. Guys, I do know that David Bowie was in Twin Peaks. That is the only time I ever watched the show.
That was in the Fire Walk with Me. The movie.
I've watched those. But
okay.
Well, let me be clear. I didn't watch the whole movie. I only watched the scenes with David Bowie. That's all I cared about. Like how I love The Prestige, which who doesn't want to watch a movie with Hugh freaking Jackman, Christian Bale, and David Bowie? Come on.
Directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yes, yes. And as much as, I have problems with Christopher Nolan, he's good. When he needs to be good, he's good. Dunkirk was boring as hell.
Moving on. All right.
Kelly, what house are you in Harry Potter?
I'm a Ravenclaw, actually.
Oh.
Are you Gryffindor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I
really need to. I really need to rewatch.
You're a Gryffindor. It's just you need to take the Pottermore test, but you're a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Harry Potter. So
Potterland with me and Jesse.
Do what?
I would love that. I've been to the one in Orlando. I went there for my 21st, 22nd, 24th. I went there for my 26th birthday. I think.
Well, I went, and we went into me and my best friend. She's a Slytherin, and so we went into the wand shop, and it was like us. And so for some reason, the lady picked me to get my wand. So I was going to go buy Sirius Black's wand because me and my group of friends from high school that all loved Harry Potter, out of the Marauders, like I was always Sirius Black. So I was going to get his wand, and then I got chosen. I'm like, damn it, I can't buy two wands because that's expensive. But I got chosen for the wand, and so I bought my wand. And so I need to post that video up somewhere, but it would be fun to take people. And once Jeremy rewatches everything, he can come too. But until then, you're not invited, Jeremy.
I'll just go to Orlando. You'll never come near Orlando. So
there with me, Jesse, and Kelly. So,
but I'll be in Orlando.
Jeremy, okay, you're in like heat and humidity, and your hair is gonna frizz up even more than your fro already is. So you don't get a You can't sit with us until you rewatch the movies. You don't even understand the significance of the place you're gonna be at. I'm sorry, guys. I don't hate on Jeremy. He knows that this is like a friend thing.
Oh, of course. You know what? They know.
Friends with me is if I I'm very sarcastic. That's my type of humor. I have a very sarcastic sense of humor.
Is this your first time on the Geeks and Gamers channel? You feel you have to explain that?
Jeremy, I haven't been on the channel in like a long time. Just like if you go to my channel, not many. Obviously people watch yours, but introductions. There's new people. There's names I have not seen, and I do have the chat up, guys, and I see what you're saying. it.
I know I can't talk on my live stream, and it's very hurtful. It's what it's like to be a man in 2019. You know, I just have no rights anymore, and you know.
Jeremy, did you do Ancestry.com yet?
No.
You need to. I want to know where the hair is from.
Okay, from a chia pet. My it's that, and I mean we've established that
Want
my
to know
parents.
something funny, Jeremy?
We've established that my parents are from Alabama. We don't know if if they got a divorce. I don't know if like they still are cousins or if that breaks that up too.
Well,
I'm not sure how that works.
Wouldn't affect your hair, Jeremy. You want to know a funny thing about chia pets? I didn't know this until like I almost graduated high school. A girl I went to high school with, her parents invented the chia pet thing.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
her name was Kelly Chia.
That's adorable. Wait, they named them after themselves? I thought it was because they were made with chia seeds.
I don't know. That's their last name. They made it.
That's hilarious. That's very cute.
I don't know what the whole story is. All
Maybe
I
they
know is like that was
chia seeds. Maybe they discovered chia seeds and then they created the chia pet too. That would be really cool.
All right, we got a hashtag save Jeremy going, so
you
I went
made
ahead
that
and
yourself, Jeremy.
No, somebody else did up there.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna scroll back then.
You'll see it. Go ahead.
One person did it, and then you have to reshow.
It only takes one to spark in a rebellion. It only Luke Skywalker is the one guy.
Jeremy, the white dude from the tiny Hobbit woman. Okay.
Listen, we needed more 19-year-old representation, so we got you, Anna, because you're a teenager.
Representation? Did you just say I'm a teenager?
Yes.
Okay, so now I am, years younger than my baby sister. Okay.
Here, I will say this: whenever we do go to Universal, I will bring the telephone book so you can see over the ride. So, like if we ride a roller coaster, you can actually see above it.
I would just like to say, Jeremy, I don't need that because in the lines for the roller coasters, they have, they're all bars, so I can stand on top of the bars, and they have kids seats, so I can sit in the kids seats. And
All right. I really need to get these super chats.
I won't say anything.
All right. Yeah, right. All right. Patches O'Houlihan, Jeremy, where do you rank episode 3? I have episode 3 second, but my number, Return of the Jedi, A New Hope, and Revenge of the Sith all kind of just change. I mean, Return of the Jedi is the movie that introduced me to Star Wars, so I have more nostalgia for Return of the Jedi than anything. Empire is obviously number 1. But Revenge of the Sith has just continued to slowly just become more relevant for me because of I always loved Revenge of the Sith, but again, after you really get into the Clone Wars and invest in that, it just enhances that universe so much. So Revenge of the Sith is number 2 for me. The Andradel just passed 1,000 subs. Thank you for the inspiration. I'm very happy for you. And thank you for all of the support you give Geeks and Gamers with the Reddit thread that you have. Even though most of Reddit hates me, it's nice to know that there's a small segment of Reddit that actually does like me. Andy Goss, you're the best. Love watching you all. Keep up the great work. Thank you for making a big difference in my life. Can't wait for episode 9 panel. Kathleen's going to get roasted by all of us. Boo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Andy, I know, you've got your Ahsoka painting right there in your profile that Anna, did for you, and it's a phenomenal painting. And I know you've been a big supporter of her channel, and seeing the growth that she's going through, and so you're a great part of this community. We really appreciate it. So, proper Jenny.
Congratulations.
Now you heard about this, right?
Oh
Anna?
yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
No, he can't change his name back now. It was supposed to have been an April Fool's, but he can't change his name back.
Why not?
And because YouTube won't allow him to change it, because I guess he's already changed it before, a couple of times, and so there's so he says, so unless I can get in contact with YouTube, Google, or anyone, I guess this will be my name for the next 3 months. My trolling has caught up to me.
Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. YouTube got you back.
Yeah, so Kelly says you're not on Twitter. I don't know if you saw, but so Proper Jeremy actually announced that she was transitioning
right.
because and so that was an April Fool's joke, and now she can't change it back, and that's hilarious.
So, oh man.
Oh, that's so good. All right. Oh man, there's a lot here. Jazz 17.
Smallest violin in the world for your problems, Jeremy.
I know it. Jazz, yeah, says the person who the other day was like, the other day I didn't get 1,000 subs in one day, and I was like, what is going on with my channel?
Jeremy, that was like a month ago, and I said like this is the most first world problem I've ever had.
Jazz 1781, thank you for the super chat. The Price is Right review. Jeremy, I have to disagree. Hayden did a Heath Ledger performance as Anakin Skywalker. Why? What was Anakin's overall mindset through his life? Confliction from a slave boy, Jedi, and Sith. Look, man, I will let you argue for that performance, but don't bring Heath Ledger into it, dude. I mean, that's a whole different level. Like, that's the greatest acting performance I've ever seen, period. I have heard people make the case for Hayden in episode 2, and I understand and I appreciate the case. I don't buy their case for it.
I argue best performance ever was David Bowie in Labyrinth.
I mean, that's a great performance, but it's Heath Ledger. So
it's David Bowie.
It's Heath Ledger. So.
I love Heath Ledger, but it's David Bowie. You will not win this.
Well, I mean, you're biased, so it's fine.
I know I'm biased, and I know I'm not.
We got you. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that on the air. But anyway, I'll text you what I was gonna say. All right. Cookie licking Anna says, "Where is my do it if you can get away with it merch?" Anna. Are we gonna put that on Geeks and Gamers or not? Are you gonna do that?
That's my thing.
You're telling me like all these designs I have to put on the site. So
yeah, the ones that you already have made. Oh, here you can have the one. I'll make it for you. I'll have it where like it's just my own personal design. And I actually had a good idea, but I wasn't on the High Council to tell you. But I was listening. Remember when you got asked if you could do the fandom minutes, and you said you would ask Ethan if it's okay? I think what everyone should do is if you want to have it, then have it. But then have like Geeks and Gamers under it, and then Ethan can have, or like it's advertised on his channel that there's like a little patch with the Comic Artist Pro Secret on the sleeve, and so everyone can have it, but then it'll show like which channel you have the t-shirt for.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, because
I have good ideas. But for the
occasionally
I want to do where it says that, but then it'll be like me and you in the car, and it'll just be kind of like how this is just like very like what the symbol is, but it's not detailed type of art, and you driving and me screaming at you,
which happens every time we do the driving Miss Anna. Every time, and Odin finally started screaming, but still, I think even I've yet to have.
Odin was so uncomfortable. I felt so comfortable.
He really was.
5 miles an hour.
I didn't know.
Why do you want to talk about hookers? Why? Why would you want to get a hooker from there? I mean, at least go to a nice place to get a hooker. And
New Orleans has. Are you? How disrespectful! The hookers of New Orleans, they went through a lot. Okay, and I'm trying to help the economy. Okay, I highlighted with my mega YouTube channel that pushed Captain Marvel to $1 billion. I took that platform, and
you were disrespecting women.
I made the world aware of New Orleans hookers, and New Orleans economy is now better for it. I heard from my sources. That the hooker industry improved 122% overnight just because of my live stream. Okay. So you're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And I hear Proper Jenny is moving down there because the economy's booming now. So oh my God. All right. Let me get on. Stone Cold Jeremy. Anakin had to destroy the Jedi as he was the chosen one. And the Jedi were powerful for so long. The balance had to shift to the dark side. That's probably on the point that you were making earlier.
Doesn't have to shift in that sense. You can go look at the Knights of the Old Republic, where there's not just two. The rule of two did not exist until Darth Bane. So you can very much argue that point. Darth Sidious didn't have to just sit there and have one apprentice. I mean, look at Ventress. He could have gone and built his own army, but no, he wanted to have all the power. He didn't want to have any competition, which is why he manipulated Anakin into killing everyone and doing the dirty work for him. Do your research.
Boom. All right. Lucas Film, spelled Philm, which is hilarious. The Last Jedi is a cinematic masterpiece. Rian Johnson is a goddess. All hail Captain Marvel. Yes, Queen. Geeks and Gamers underwear would be life. You know what? I told you guys, like, okay, so let me show you this one more time just for the chat, because again, go to geeksandgamers.com/store if you want to check out our merchandise. But this is something I'm going to look into, but I've got to do more research to see. So I'm a big fan of Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports is pretty much who I strive for Geeks and Gamers to become one day. And they hate Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the NFL. Roger Goodell he's a really hated individual. What I want to do, and I don't know the legalities to this. Barstool obviously has a lot more money than I do, but one day I hope to be on their level. But so this is
out on all of this when you started mentioning the NFL.
This is the shirt they did for Roger Goodell, and I want to get one with Ryan Johnson for Geeks and Gamers. I want to make a Ryan Johnson T-shirt with the clown nose for Geeks and Gamers, and I would love to make that.
Design, Jeremy.
Huh?
That's ripping off somebody else's intellectual design. You can change it a little bit. I can do it for you, but if you're gonna just do that, that's ripping off somebody else's, creative design.
Well, I don't know if they're using a public figure against his will.
Yes, but that is their design by taking it and then putting the thing on it. So you're taking somebody else's artwork.
I could put a dunce cap on Ryan Johnson.
I think what you should do is, if you want to put the nose on, emphasize how his head is like round. You know how clowns, they emphasize certain things and they'll put like the things on. So maybe make it more clown aspect, and that way it just won't be copying the design. But if you did that, that would be copying somebody's design.
Well, and I know I have connections with people at Barstool. I totally could ask them. And then Barstool's cool as hell. They've gotten copyright stuff from the NFL before. I honestly don't think they would have a problem with it, but I could get permission if they wanted to go down that road.
If you're gonna base it off of that, change it a little bit so that way it's.
Oh yeah, I totally would. God, get an artist on here and it gets all like, oh, Jeremy, yeah, okay, Jeremy, let me explain the artistic design to you, Jeremy. Anna-splaining 101.
That is not my voice. My voice is so much more annoying than that. If you're gonna do it, get it right.
Kelly's just sitting here going, all right, kids.
I know, I'm so sorry, Kelly.
She's so nice.
I love it. This is so entertaining.
I'm
not an artist at all. I don't know anything about the art world, not at all close to the level that you do. So I don't understand like the free market and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I like to doodle, and I teach art to like 4-year-olds. So you don't need to be that well-rounded in art to do that, but I appreciate it.
Adam Wofford says, Anna is the real princess of Star Wars.
Not a princess, I'm a Jedi.
That's what happens.
People say that at Disneyland, and I'm just like, I'm not a princess, I'm a Jedi.
You compliment her, and that's what you get right there. So.
Thank you for the compliment, but I will correct you. Thank you. I'm just being like I said, I'm sarcastic. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And he spelled your name correctly, and he still got his head bit off. So
Jeremy, I don't see it. I would have said something. Guys, I'm sorry. That is like a big pet peeve of mine, is when people spell my name wrong, because it's not that hard. Like, I have one of the easiest names to spell, and when people spell it wrong, I'm just like.
Star Wars Elseworld says Jeremy should be running Lucasfilm. He understands the fans. I thank you for that. If I was running Lucasfilm, I would immediately hand it to Dave Filoni. That's what I would do. So if somebody handed it to me, actually, first thing I would do is I would call George Lucas and I'd say, George, first of all, let me introduce you to Anna because she wants to meet you. And then after that, I would say, all right, George, please give me the sequel trilogy. Please, the outline, please let me have it. I'm sorry for Kathleen and what she did. Can you please give that to me? Let me destroy The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi from canon, and let us redo this.
Now everyone's spelling my name wrong now.
All right, Yakiko sends a $1 super chat. Thank you. Maza Monty says, deepest Jedi line ever. Deepest Jedi line ever. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. Yoda foresaw what the mouse was going to do. I took his advice. Sad. Unfortunately, that's.
Now read it.
I can't do a Yoda voice.
Well, do your Yoda voice.
Train yourself to to let go of everything you fear to lose. There, that's as good as I could do. It wasn't very good. I didn't sell any paintings just then, that's for sure. All right, Let's Be Frank says hashtag save the cows. The rookie critic. You asked that one. I'll cover that one. Derek Larson says SJWs and NPCs being hypocrites and propagandists is common knowledge. But censorship of any kind sucks. Abolish the MPAA, SRRB, and the FCC. Yeah, I mean, there are certain limitations. Like, you can't just let people say anything they want. But generally speaking, though,
Finish and I'll say something.
Okay, but no, I mean, you just go ahead, though. That was it.
Oh, okay. You have the right to say whatever you want, but if you're going to be an asshole, you're going to get, like, if somebody comes up, me and Jesse are just sitting there and somebody wants to practice their freedom of speech and they come up and start yelling at Jesse that she's a Jew, I'm going to punch them in the face. Yeah. It's just that simple. You can say whatever you want, but if you're going to be an asshole, you're going to suffer the consequences for it. And I mean, I'm a small person, so it might not hurt you, but if you're going to harass my friends and say horrible things about them and exercise your freedom of speech, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of it.
Yeah, I mean, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. I don't know why people don't understand that. It's become such an excuse that people run to. Nobody's telling you can't say anything. What they're saying is, if you say that, then you're going to have to deal with the consequences of saying that. It's that simple. But people are stupid. So, weird bot. Didn't Joe Biden get punched by a Secret Service agent for touching his wife? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That'd be interesting if it did happen, but I don't know about that. Mega Jetty 1 says, hello, Jeremy and ladies. See my Karate Kid 3 review. Go check out Mega Jetty 1's channel.
I watched his first Karate Kid video. I really liked it. He was so funny. Mega Jetty.
Good deal. Yeah, I like Mega Jetty. Mega Jetty's good. Okay. Andrew Maines. Insurance gave the green light tomorrow at 5 a.m. Okay, so if you've been watching some of my super chats, you are aware that Andrew Maines has been dealing with a very, very serious issue of kidney stones. And kidney stones are horrible. I've never had them. I don't know if I could deal with having kidney stones. So, I talked to him several times here in the chat, and basically, the positivity that we, continue to show him in the chat and the content that we cover here, he says it helps get him through it. So everybody, if you could just send some well wishes to Andrew, that would be great. We do appreciate that because we're with you, buddy. So tomorrow at 5 a.m. is when he's going through it. God, I hope everything works out for you, my friend. Definitely. All right. Wabi Sabi, if Brie can be in every Marvel movie, I'm on board. Okay. Congrats. I don't know if you're trolling or not, but either way, that's good. Pauly D, where would the Hogwarts sorting hat put you all? Where would the Hogwarts sorting hat put you all? I don't know that. So
Jeremy, I think you're a Gryffindor. Kelly is a Ravenclaw, and I am a Gryffindor as well.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I mean, again, I've seen the movies once a while back, and I just don't really have the context or the understanding. So I really want to watch them again. Pauly D, spoiler warning. If you guys are up to date, all right, we're not going to go into spoilers for Game of Thrones, but he wanted to know who do we think will end up on the Iron Throne, but let's not answer that. I don't want to give spoilers. I know there are people, when we were talking about Game of Thrones.
Everyone.
Huh?
But I won't.
Do what?
I said I can answer, but I won't.
Yeah, so I know people in the chat when we talk about Game of Thrones, people are like, I'm only on season 3, I'm only on season 4, so we'll and Kelly, you're not even caught up, are you?
I just restarted. I've seen up to season 5, but I just restarted at season 4 again. So.
Okay.
But I still have my theories, but I won't share them.
All right. Darth Celsius says, Evening, Anna, Wonder Woman, and Jeremy. Thank you. I like how you refer to you as Wonder Woman. So, Wabi Not Sabi says, we need a level of film diversity, only non-white males. I'm assuming you're trolling at this point, but I don't know. It keeps sending money either way. Comrade Commodore, better known as Cobra Commander. So check this out. There's this guy named Eric Hawk. He's been sending me super chats for months, and I've called him Ethan Hawke every time. And last night, he finally corrected me on a super chat. And I said, shit, it really is Eric. And then I brought up the Comrade Commodore situation. I said, Anna, one time she called him Cobra Commander, and I haven't let it go. I've been calling you Ethan for like 4 months. So I don't get a pass to make fun of Anna on that one anymore, yet I will still do it. Just because she said Cobra Commander when we were doing the driving with Miss Anna. And she says, Cobra Commander, yada. I was like, Cobra, what? What are you talking about?
Severe dyslexia. Have to read things, multiple times to get it right. We're driving. I'm trying to look at a phone with like a chat that's moving 100 miles an hour, and I saw the words, and with you loving what is it, G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. So I apologize.
Let's see. He says Gryffindor is for the people who couldn't get into Slytherin. # change my mind. Cool kids go to Slytherin.
Okay, no. Let me explain the difference between a Slytherin and a Gryffindor, because all of my friends were like, Anna, you're not a Gryffindor, you are a Slytherin. I had to explain this.
Hang on. I'm gonna let you roll. I gotta go. I gotta go pee. I'll be back.
No, actually, you know what? I can't, because you need to understand. You need to know the difference.
Oh, well, damn it. You can tell me later.
Go to the bathroom, and me and Kelly can talk about something while you're gone.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. What do you want to talk about? He's gone.
Anything. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. You go.
Guys, what should we talk about? Whatever one is the most interesting in the chat, I'll start talking about it.
I haven't even been looking at the chat. I can't keep up with it.
What I do is I have the Google Hangouts minimized, or not minimized, but at least smaller so I can see it, and then I put it over where the video would be on the live stream, so I see us, and then I can read the chat, even though it's a little bit lacking. Okay, I see Darth Vader. I like Darth Vader. All right, do you like Darth Vader?
I love Darth Vader.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's
absolutely.
your favorite Star Wars character? Is it Luke?
I'd have to say Luke. But I also love Obi-Wan and Leia and Han Solo, and Darth Vader / Anakin. I love them all. I don't know. I feel like
watching it is because it's very easy to like all of the characters, but
yes.
when you first saw Star Wars and you would watch it, it's like if you went to the store and your mom said you can only buy one action figure, it would be
Luke, 100%. I always bought his lightsaber. I always wanted to be him. I when he did the training sessions with Yoda on Dagobah, I always tried to follow along and do handstands and stuff, and never got around to doing very good flips, but I would try. I just always wanted to be like him, which is just so funny because now everything's being marketed it's for girls, it's for women, and I feel like it loses so much strength, because then it's why do I have to identify with someone just because they happen to be the same gender as I am? I didn't identify more with Leia than I did with Luke or Han. Mm-hmm. I loved all of them, but I identified most with Luke because of his personality. It's that would be saying different houses in Hogwarts. Why would I have to be what if there was a house just for girls? Well, I guess there was technically when the floor, the other schools came. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that just says that they don't look at us as equals, because they say you can only identify with a woman because you're a woman. It's what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. It's very backwards. Yeah.
Look, Jeremy's favorite character is Ahsoka. Jeremy isn't not an orange alien. He's not a female.
Orange man bad.
Okay, well, yeah.
So, all right, I'm back. So, do you want to answer it? Do you want me to reread it just so we can?
And then I will break it down for everyone. You guys are going to get some Harry Potter knowledge, so be ready to pay attention. Go.
Okay, so Comrade Commodore, aka Cobra Commander, says Gryffindor is for the people who couldn't get into Slytherin. # change my mind. Cool kids go to Slytherin.
I'm gonna change your mind right now. All right. So all of my friends always argued with me. They're like, Anna, you're not a Gryffindor. You are a Slytherin. And I would always say, no, I am a Gryffindor. Got the Pottermore results to prove it. So if you look and you actually watch Harry Potter and you read the books, you can look at the character of Hermione. Every single personality trait that you see face value of Hermione is that she should be in Ravenclaw. And people even say this to her in the book. Why aren't you in why aren't you in Ravenclaw? You're a bookworm. You're clever. You have all the qualities of a Ravenclaw. But here's the thing about Hermione. It comes down to your values. So Hermione values friendship just as much as she values knowledge. And you can see by Hermione's actions why she is a Gryffindor. Everything she does is not to benefit her and herself. She does everything to benefit her friends, to help Harry. She could just very easily be a background character and just, try to be the bookworm type of character. She uses her bookwormness, her intelligence to help them, even though every single movie, she's telling them, guys, stop being stupid. Let me show you how it's done. And she's willing to break the rules. So you see how Hermione is a true Gryffindor. And that is something that when I looked at that, I was like, finally, I have a way to explain to people. So the thing about Slytherins is, yes, I know I have Slytherin-like qualities, but at the end of the day, I do not value my own personal ambitions over that of my friends. You can ask all of my friends that know me personally, and they will explain to you. My best friend, Hope, she can get over things very easily, but if somebody ever hurts my best friend, I don't care if you forgive them. I will never forgive them because you hurt my friend. If any of you guys ever said shit, like the person that was saying shit about Kelly, I've never met Kelly in person, but I already have that mindset as you hurt my friend, so in that case I will probably never forgive you because I will always remember what you did to Kelly, just like the people that say shit to Jeremy, just like the people that said shit to Jesse. Heck, the guy that was going off on Jesse for being a Jew and comparing her to the Holocaust and how saying that because she's Jewish she doesn't have a right to have an opinion on that, and that whatever their opinions are more important than her. That person was defending me the night before. I don't care if you're going to defend me. If you hurt my friends, you are bad in my book. And I will always hold that up to a higher standard and higher value than my own personal ambitions. And that is what makes a Gryffindor, not a Slytherin.
Well said.
Wow.
I still need to watch these movies. So
okay, well, Jeremy, that is why I think that you are a Gryffindor, not a Slytherin, because you always have everyone's back and you will remember things like that. You might not get as mad as I do sometimes, but you have those qualities.
You get mad? No.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no. All right.
That is why you are a Gryffindor. That is why I am a Gryffindor. You can look at other people, and I'm not going to name them, but Jeremy already knows, that are Slytherin. And you can look at people that are Slytherins, and they're great people. Like, Jesse's a Slytherin. Ivan is a Slytherin. They are great people. And Jessie has had my back. You can go see the video that she made defending me. She defended me and Jeremy. She's an amazing person. She's an amazing friend. But there's nothing wrong with the fact that she wants to, market herself, that she has those ambitions. There's nothing wrong with being a Slytherin. Absolutely nothing. The way that they portray them in the show is showing, hey, these people with these qualities can go bad just as easily as a Gryffindor can go bad, as a Ravenclaw, as a Hufflepuff.
All right, so Mark Taylor says, nope, Jeremy is a Slytherin because he's alpha enough to make tough choices. What do you say to that?
Gryffindor. Oh, tough to make tough choices. Did you not watch Harry Potter? Do you not watch the choices that he has? Do you not watch Sirius Black and all of his tough choices? All of those? Come on.
Let's see. Now he says Josiah is a Hufflepuff, classic Hufflepuff, reliable, stands in the background. Reliable, but stands back in the background.
No, because you can look at characters like Neville Longbottom. Same exact qualities, but he's a Gryffindor.
I need to watch Harry Potter. How about that?
I know you do.
Yeah.
So, all right. Moving on. Now, we're going to probably be live for about another hour, and then I've got to get ready. Huh?
Somebody says I win. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I love how Anna's logic. One person on the internet out of the 750 people watching says I win.
The one person that said #SaveJeremy, and then you're like, okay, #SaveJeremy. Let me comment on.
I didn't say like that. That I just meant I needed saving because I've got two women that are giving. Well, but actually Kelly's nice. That's why I brought this cup that Kelly gave me because Kelly's nice. Anna just makes fun of my hair and yells at me when I drive.
Bunny because I knew I was going to be on here with Jedi Bunny.
Damn.
Subliminal messaging there.
Okay, how about that? Kelly gave this to me also. How about that? All right.
Well, I don't know Kelly. But Hey, I wore a Game of Thrones t-shirt because I didn't know that she liked Game of Thrones, but my subconscious did.
Oh.
Oh man, this has actually been a hell of a good live stream. So we're going to be live for probably about another hour, and then I've got to get ready for the High Council. The High Council will be on EVS's channel tonight, and we're going to make the decision tonight, but because we're going to be doing a lot of live streaming with each other when we're in Chicago, but I don't think we're going to have a High Council next week. I think it's supposed to be on this channel. We're going to talk about that tonight. We may just
already.
Huh?
Is it next week?
Well, Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday's when we're getting you and Jesse are getting to Chicago on Tuesday. I'm getting Chicago on Tuesday. Yeah. And then so it's crazy, man. So it's
if anyone is in Chicago, can you guys tell me, is it gonna be cold?
It is. It's gonna be highs are gonna be around 50.
Is it gonna be windy and snowing, or is it gonna be like sunny 50?
Yeah, I mean, I have two people from the Geeks Gamers team that are in Chicago. I can find out for sure. I talked to him a couple. I talked to him.
What I need to pack, and if I need to go buy new shoes.
I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he told me that I need to probably just prepare for like hoodie weather. You know, is basically what he said. Hoodie weather.
Hoodie weather to a man is very different to hoodie weather to Anna, because I was wearing a jacket when I was in Hawaii.
Hashtag analogic, hashtag Anna-splaining, Anna weather.
I am always cold.
I'll find out for you. All right. Where are we at? Frank.
I'm with you, Anna. I'm always freezing too. I'm always cold. I can never be warm.
Frank C says, where do I get my Geeks and Gamers hoodie? Oh, well, funny you should mention that. But because if you go to geeksandgamers.com/store, you can go get your green or black t-shirt. The t-shirts have the logo on the back as well. The new hoodies, green or black hoodie, a tank top, a hat, or your choice of beanie. Oh, yeah, look at there. Convenient. It's convenient. It's almost like he actually works for me on the website and dropped that super chat so he could give me the opportunity to make that plug. Thank you, Frank.
I feel discriminated against because there's no pink. There's nothing for women.
I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but I mean, Geeks and Gamers hates women, so I don't know. So according to Reddit, all right, Mega Jetty 1 says, "See my Y rate is awesome video posted yesterday." That's gonna be an interesting take. I'll have to check that one out.
I'm assuming
it probably has to be. Polly D looking to see any specific scenes in In-Game Gang. I mean, I try not to build up scenes in my own mind for highly anticipated movies, just because I feel like I did that with The Dark Knight Rises. Like I hyped it up so much, and I formulated so many things in my own mind about what I thought I wanted to see. And when you don't see these things, you're taking the experience away from yourself, because you're going in there and you're going to be disappointed about what you wanted to see and not what the filmmakers intended for you to see. But ultimately, I hope Captain Marvel gets the hell beat out of her by Thanos. So that's about all I can say. Any thoughts on that, or are you guys just going into it as blind as it can be?
I don't know. I watched a trailer.
Huh?
I watched that little snippet trailer. The one with Captain Marvel. Didn't they release another one today?
Is it what?
Didn't they release another one today?
Yes, I did a reaction to it.
Okay, so. I haven't seen it yet.
Kelly, any thoughts? Just going to go into it?
Yeah, just going to go into it. I mean, I don't know if it depends. It depends on the reaction from people that I trust. If it doesn't get great response from the people that I tend to side with in terms of film, I don't know if I'll even want to see it, but I'm hoping it'll be good enough to see. So in that case, I don't know. I want to see it. I want it to be good, but it's just like, it's kind of like episode 9. It's like, if it gets rave reviews from people that I trust, like, of course I'm going to go see it. But if it's like lackluster and people are like, oh God, it's another bad one, like,
so you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait for the Geeks and Gamers official review.
I might wait a while. Yeah,
it's the Russo brothers. So
I know that's true. I do trust them. Yeah, I trust them with Marvel because obviously their hearts are in it. So we'll see. Yeah.
Even if even with Captain Marvel in it, I think that they have a better chance of making it successful just based on how well Infinity War was done. So I mean, I'm gonna go see it. I've said this before, I'm totally on Team Rocket, not the Pokemon one, but I think that Rocket, I want to see Rocket tell them, guys, I'm getting that gauntlet type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I'll move on after I say this, but, I mentioned this, like, I went into Infinity War just wanting to see, interactions between Peter and Tony, which we got, and I thought that was going to be a standout, but shockingly, the interactions between Thor and Peter were
That
the
was-
funniest parts in the movie, you know, and so I never even expected that. So,
Pirate.
so yeah, man, it's so good, so good. Open-minded movie man. Will Jedi Bunny make more vids? Hello to you and Anna. Kelly, you want me to answer this one for you? Or you want to answer it?
Yeah, I've been wanting to make new videos, and Jeremy and I have talked about this at length. I just kind of felt like I was in a place with my channel where I didn't really know what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it, and I got a little bit shy, and I took kind of a back seat. And I want to be able to connect with you guys again on my channel, those of you that do follow me. And I haven't felt, I've recorded a few different videos, and I just haven't felt like I was being like, I was fully in it. So I want to make sure that whatever I do put out there, I feel good about, and I feel like I'm being myself and authentic. But I also don't want to be like the rambling, like hour-long nerding out and just kind of like going on and on about Star Wars and other nerdy things for like an hour on the channel. Because I know a lot of people like probably would like more direct to the point, you know, information from me. So I don't know. I'm kind of at like in a limbo state right now. I want to upload something now.
Well, yeah, and here's what I'll say. Whenever Kelly is, and I'm not saying this, I mean, she'll tell you this. This is her words, not mine. When she's on with me, she's much more comfortable, and she's really good in terms of her focus and stuff like that. She sent me videos before, and I've had to tell her like, it's not. No. She's like, all right. She was so nervous, but I believe that if you and Anna could, you know, kind of get together and Anna could work with you and show you, you know, some of the tricks of the trade, I think that would be very, very beneficial if you wanted it.
Jeremy is phrasing it. It seems like it's his idea. This was my idea that I talked to him about. I would just like
Oh my God, here we go. Anna's
I
blaming
like
again.
Credit, but I would just like you to know, Kelly, that was my idea.
Oh, well, I love that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I
hope everybody's enjoyed Anna being on the live stream today. This will be the last time she's on Geeks and Gamers live stream. So
smallest violin in the world. You guys can come over to my channel and be on my live.
Okay, real quick. So if you guys go over to geeksandgamers.com to store, we are offering a 10% off coupon right now. There's a blue coupon that you can redeem. If you have issues with that, let me know. But my webmasters are on the site right now, so if there's any issues, they're going to be monitoring that. But it's on the cart page. So he says,
I have an issue. There's no baseball tees.
What?
There's no baseball tees. I have an issue.
Sorry. Why are we talking sports?
We're not talking sports. I'm talking about a type of T-shirt.
I just want to mess with you.
Warm.
I just want to mess with you.
I don't even know what baseball team you like, but we can talk about it.
Wished upon a vlog says, Jeremy, I have a Central Perk biscuit jar in my kitchen. Loving your mug. My mug was from Kelly, so which I was very shocked to get that, and wrote a long letter with it. Really nice. She's actually as nice in real life as she appears. She's far nicer than I am, for sure.
Oh, do you like Friends?
I do. I grew up watching Friends. I grew up watching it with my mom. It was like very special for me growing up. I was never like, I was always like an outcast. I was never like one of the popular kids. So when I watched Friends, I felt like I had cool friends. So I definitely identify with it. But I also like Seinfeld. I know a lot of people are like, you're either Friends or Seinfeld. And I love both. They're like completely different forms of comedy. Like Friends is very straightforward, and like it's just a completely different type of comedy. So I find that funny when people are like, you're Friends or Seinfeld. I'm like, I love both. So
Friends for me, but I love both. Yeah, we lose subs every time I say I prefer Friends over Seinfeld, but I love Seinfeld too. But
I have only seen like 2 episodes of Seinfeld just because we had TV, but we didn't have cable growing up. So
me neither.
It's not on Netflix, so yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so rare that I meet someone that grew up I grew up with 7 channels. So like that was one channel that I got that had something cool on it.
0 channels, girl.
0 channels. So you didn't get
if you tried to not watch a movie, Frasier. Yes, I love Frasier.
Frasier, me too. I love Frasier.
You try to watch a show, it's only going to be, the static-y stuff.
Wow.
So we can only watch movies.
Wow, that's so cool. I love that because I always felt so left out when other kids were talking about stuff on like Nickelodeon and all these shows that I never saw, like Doug and stuff. I never saw any of those shows, and I always felt so behind. And I've never met someone else that actually lived through the same situation. Like, I mean, at least in like suburban America, I'm sure most of the planet doesn't get those channels, like, or didn't get those channels growing up in the 90s and 2000s.
Well,
But
'cause I grew up on a farm, so we didn't. You only had the cable if you lived in town. So I went over to my friends every week, or like on Friday, I went over to my best friends, and that's when all the shows were on because they show them on Saturday morning, but then they do the recap before
yeah,
I watch them. So that's how I saw everything. But sorry, we got off topic. Read your super chat, Jeremy.
You're good. You're good. Thundercat's host just said in the comments, I think she needs to find her voice through the joint videos for a while, gain her confidence. Sorry, I don't know her name. That's Jedi Bunny you're talking about. And yeah, I mean, you know, there's. Go ahead.
Kelly. Her name
Well,
is
Jedi Bunny. It's Anna splaining once again.
Oh,
Can we just start?
I don't just go saying that Star Wars. Though. I introduced myself, "Hey, my name's Anna."
Fandom Menace page. Fandom Menace page. Please get a video. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half long.
Hashtag Anna-splaining. It's going to have your face on it looking mad. I'm going to make an emoji of your face. You can freaking sell it because you're the one that came up with the term. I'll make an emoji of you looking and then me going.
And proper Jeremy just said, "Did you know Anna spelled backwards spells Anna?" So. All right, Justin Schroeder, Anna Schroeder.
I'm pretty sure you're saying it wrong too.
No, I'm not. It says the one who couldn't say my first name right. That's proper Jeremy or proper Jenny. I'm sorry. No, I'm telling everybody else. The Price is Right review agreed. Ledger was a higher caliber, no dispute. But referring Hayden was perfect to the role of Anakin, personifying the conversation he had with which his doubts towards the Jedi to become Darth Vader. I know, and I have heard that point before, and I appreciate that point. And again, the only thing I can say about Hayden's performance in Episode 2 is Matt Lanter did such a good job, with Anakin in the Clone Wars, that he showed that version of Anakin that I think we all were expecting to see in the prequels.
Well, that's because it was written that way. It's not Hayden's fault. If Hayden was given a different script, you would see the better acting. And if George Lucas wouldn't just say, no, we're only doing one take of this. Because you can go look at Hayden Christensen's acting in other movies. He is not a bad actor. He's actually a very good actor.
No, I don't dispute that at all. He was in Shattered Glass. He's been in quite a few movies where you see he's a good actor. But just because you're a good actor doesn't mean that you can't have a bad performance.
I'm not saying he had a bad performance. I'm saying he had a bad performance, and you're saying because he was good in all this other stuff, it's impossible for him to have a bad performance. No,
I'm saying that's not the case.
It's impossible for him to have a bad performance. I'm saying you have to give the guy a break because like I said earlier, he knew that the scene was bad, Jeremy. So I'm not saying he didn't have a bad performance. He knew it, and he asked for them to fix it. But George Lucas was like, no, you can't do another take. So it's not his fault because nobody is going to get it right the first time. Just saying. Now I'm going to go through and mentally think about all the movies where it's a fantastic actor and the scene was horrible. So let me think about that while you read more super chats so I can give you more examples.
Okay. All right. Where are we at? Poland 805. Jeremy, do that's no moon with Ryan's head. Roll Tide roll, brother.
Oh my God. You should do Bear in the Big Blue House when they look at the moon and do it with Ryan's head and have it be or something.
That would be good, actually. The Price is Right review, confliction, damn it, autograph. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, am I saying that word? But it's clearly I wasn't. So I got you. Confliction. He meant to say confliction, and it said. I've got to go back up and see what it said. The Rookie Critic, Anna and Kelly, my Rotten Tomatoes versus Fandom Menace, the slaughtering finale is up. I feature sound bites from both Jeremy and Anna in part 1 and part 2.
Who is that from?
The Rookie Critic.
Okay.
So Rookie Critic, we appreciate everything you do, and I will check that video out. I will share that on Twitter. I'm sure Anna will as well. We always want to do anything we can to support any of you within the Fandom Menace. Eddie Duke, Spider-Man 2 is my favorite superhero movie. What's the favorite for each of you three?
I'm gonna tell you, Jeremy, right now. Jeremy's is The Dark Knight. That's his favorite superhero movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anna-splaining again.
I'm telling the truth.
Kelly, what's yours?
I also love The Dark Knight, but I have to go with like the original Christopher Reeves rendition of Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars. Oh my God, I have Star Wars implanted in my brain. Superman. I love that one. I love the John Williams score. It's hokey looking back, but I grew up with that one. I loved that. I loved that one.
You and I talked about that one time, I believe on a live stream. I didn't realize you were a big Reeve fan, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, awesome. Good stuff. All right, Anna.
Same as you, but before it was that one, I'm trying. I mean, I remember, like, I was never into Spider-Man. Like, I like Peter Parker. I think that the story is cool, but it never wasn't my favorite. Never was, Jeremy, you weren't here, but I asked Kelly, this is how you know, like, what your favorite character is, at least in my point of view. If you were at the store and your parents said one toy, which one are you going to buy? I would never pick Spider-Man. But unless I didn't have him, that would never be my first choice. But I remember being a kid and going and seeing Spider-Man and being like, I love that experience. But for me, it's always going to be The Dark Knight. And I do love, the original Superman movies. I mean, when I found out that Marlon Brando was in it, I mean, even as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Spider-Man 2 is always going to be an all-time great. I love Spider-Man 2 so much.
I like the first one better.
Let me see.
Are these the Tobey Maguire ones you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those were fun. I wish they didn't go back and
it.
make like 18 new ones. Those were fine. I really enjoyed those too.
All right, so good question. We appreciate that. OG_Deadbolt, thank you for the super chat. The Rookie Critic, thank you for the super chat. Many tomatoes were harmed in the making of that video. Polly D, Random Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer is one of the best films ever. So he's saying Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Kilmer and Downey is one of the best films ever. Andrew Maines, Slytherin for life, says Andrew. And again, best wishes to you. Best wishes to you for tomorrow, buddy, for your for that surgery, man. We're all with you. Alex says, would you rather have Kathleen Kennedy or Hillary Clinton as U.S. president? Keep Brie in the MCU or SJW out Star Wars? Sorry, just testing you. Fuck. I'm just gonna be the only one to answer this. I don't want to put you through hell, but okay. I guess I'd have to pick Kathleen Kennedy to continue running Star Wars over Hillary as president. I just can't accept Hillary as president. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. It's awful. Now keep Brie in the MCU or SJW. Oh, keep Brie in the MCU and give me Star Wars. I would rather save Star Wars. Let Brie stay in the MCU. So I'll take saving Star Wars from the SJW nonsense. But yeah, that's I don't like saying I'd like to keep Kathleen Kennedy, but I can't have Hillary as president, so no way. All right, Tom P says, sorry to break it to you, Anna. The real reason Hermione was Gryffindor is because she was actually gay. She fell in love with Professor McGonagall. What's his name?
Oh, McGonagall?
Yeah.
Was a woman.
And I think J.K. Rowling is about to reveal their affair. So he's being obviously sarcastic with J.K. retroactively changing everything.
Not necessarily. She could very well come out and say that. I think.
No, I mean, yeah, she actually could.
Like the entire time in the book, Hermione is very much into Ron, and he is completely he likes her, but then he's clueless that she likes him, and it's very, very obvious that they're going to be together from the first book. So whatever.
But J.K. Rowling is so good at just going back and be like, no, but like you thought that, but that's not what I meant. So
might be getting a little like I've tried hard not to talk about this kind of stuff, but I feel like either she's trolling, she's losing it, or she's just so fed up with people asking her questions. Because, I mean, I get that way. I'm like, you know what? Fine. This, and this. And then people freak out. And I think she's probably just doing that. She's so tired.
I think she's losing it. I mean, this is the same woman that to her millions of followers tweeted out that PewDiePie was a Nazi. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with this?
I think that there's more to the story than we know behind that, which is why I haven't talked about it, and I haven't done as much research. But based on all these stories that this woman has said when Harry Potter was coming out, and her explaining why these characters, like, because you look at just characters that were just in one movie or one book, and they're very minor characters, and just how much love she has for every single character, and how she was completely broke, and she wrote Harry Potter on a napkin, and made her, that's one of the things about why stories that are so good, that are so iconic, like Harry Potter, like Star Wars, like, you know, Star Trek, it's because somebody had the story inside them, and they knew that they could risk it all, but they didn't care because they needed this story to be told. And that's what Harry Potter was to her. And when you watch her just go through and break down every character and everything about them and why that character evolved to what they were, because she knew a person like this, and most of her characters are based on people in real life, or her ideas of what, you know, evil is, as far as Voldemort. And so when you watch a woman like that and compare it to the things that are being said now, they're two completely different people. That would be like if I made a video saying how much I love The Last Jedi. Everyone that knows me knows that that would not be me. So either she's not in charge of her account, either she's doing this to be a troll, but based on, you can go watch all the videos of her, it's not the same person. So maybe she fell down the stairs and hit her head and nobody like doesn't want to tell anyone, or she's just doing this to be a troll, or maybe she's doing it because she wants to do some kind of political stance and see what's going on in the world. But she's a very, very smart person. I don't think that this isn't the characters. If you watch her explain the characters, you know that nothing that she's saying is true. Now, the only thing that people will attack it on, but it's the way that she wrote the character, was that Dumbledore was gay and he was in love with Grindelwald. That is part of the story. That's why when Harry asked him in the very first movie and in the very first book what Dumbledore sees when he looks in the mirror, and he lies and he says wooden socks. That's not in the movie, that's in the book. He's seen Grindelwald because he loved him, because, I mean, and if you want to not be okay with people being gay, that's your own opinion, but that's part of the story, was that they were in love, and you can have a problem with that and you can laugh at that, but that's part of his character. And you can read the book and see the clues that are left there and what happened between him and Grindelwald and why it was so hard for him to fight him. And when you watch Fantastic Beasts and see the things that they changed, even though they don't mention anything about them being gay, you can see the way that Jude Law plays the character is that they care for one another. That is why they made that bond, to not fight each other, because they knew that one day they were going to have to come at odds. And you can look at characters like Magneto, like Professor X. Obviously, that's kind of the same thing, where it's two people that have completely different worldviews, but they respect each other. That's when you have a friendship. But then in this aspect, it was not that. It was, in a way, a friendship, but they were in love. And if you want to say anything about that she just added this in now, no, she knew that from the very first book. If you have a problem with that, that's your own problem, but that is the facts of it.
Boom. Okay. I still don't know a lot of what you're talking about, but
I know, and I just spoiled the books for you.
That's fine. That spoilers, girl, Anna. All right, Mega Jetty 1. Like Kelly's Japan A New Hope shirt. I got a Japan Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
so good stuff.
I have a Chinese New Hope shirt, Kelly. I can go grab it, but I don't.
Nice.
Wabi Sabi.
Domo arigato.
Wabi Sabi says Robert Storms can teach you to lower your toxicity. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Very much. God damn that Robert Storms guy. Clayton Lancaster. What is Kelly's YouTube channel? It is Jedi Bunny. Kelly, if you're. Are you going to drop it in a link? Okay, so Anna's going to drop a link really quick. Jen Wong says, off topic, have you seen John Oliver report on Sunday about WWE? What do you think about how pro wrestlers are treated at events and the WWE?
We're not talking about wrestling.
He sent a super chat, Anna. He gets his question answered.
Yes, you like it or you don't. Or yes, you watch it or no, you don't. I don't want to talk about wrestling. I'm sorry for your super chat.
Hang on. Hey, guess what? Guess what I can do to Anna? I can mute her. Boom, right there. She's muted. So.
Oh, I can unmute myself.
What the fuck? How can she unmute? I'm supposed to be the boss here.
I told you I'm a Jedi.
No, I haven't seen John Oliver's. Everybody's sent me this clip. I haven't seen it yet, so I will do some research into that, and maybe Jeff and I can talk about it.
Reaction video.
Yeah, because Jeff and I can probably talk a lot about this, so I'll have to look more into that. But I don't like John Oliver. That's why I have not watched it. But Trouble666 says, at William something. At William 1900313 got your backs on Twitter. It pisses me off when you guys get shit. I challenge these pricks humanely, Belfast style. Keep preaching. Well, thank you. Look,
Belfast! That's where the pug lived.
I didn't know Anna could mute me too. That pisses me off now. I didn't realize this. Can you do it?
I'll do it if I want to do it.
um,
I don't discriminate against people just because I don't like what they're saying.
oh, please. Anyway, all right. So back to the thing on Twitter. So I made the tweet earlier, and I go ahead and I want to show this just because I mean every goddamn word I say too. Let me find it.
What is this tweet about?
Here we go. Right here. Here
Explain
we go.
the context of this, please, because
It's about Star Wars Celebration.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I said, tag a YouTuber that hates me and ask them to actually try having a conversation with me at Star Wars Celebration. It's one thing to talk shit on someone on the internet. It's another to actually, talk to them in person. Don't be scared. I'm only looking for friendly conversation. If you've never talked shit about me for no reason at all, you have nothing to worry about. But if you have, maybe you should try to explain yourself to me in person. Then we can shake hands at the end of it and go about our business, because that's what men do. And there's proper Jenny. Oh, well, you actually changed it back to proper Jeremy. Again, we're talking about something men talk about, proper Jeremy. So you're not involved in that conversation. So yeah. And but the Twitter stuff, man, like Twitter is just Twitter. So it's just what people do. So, but there was some interesting people tagged in that thread, and I was like, hell yeah, that motherfucker will never come talk to me.
Who?
Like Star Wars Explained, Urban Alkalite, John Campia, and fuckers aren't going to talk to me.
I still want to know why that fucker blocked me. Excuse my language, guys.
Yeah, it's weird because he didn't. He doesn't have me blocked. And I even tagged him and tried to get him to block me after I saw he blocked you. But look at proper Jeremy. What?
I mean, I've never had an interaction with this person. The only time I ever watched their channel was when I saw somebody told me, they're like, oh, this is like, they commented on my video like, oh my god, your explanations of these shows are like actually honest, and the Star Wars Explained are just like 1 minute recaps. And I was like, 1 minute recaps of this? And then I went to go look at it, and I was like, oh god, this person didn't watch the show.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun at Celebration. I can't wait. So Polly D says 10% discount on Geeks and Gamers merch church right now. Forget Gucci gang. Get in that green to make that green. P.S. Friends over Seinfeld. Hell yeah, Polly D. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The Fandom Menace says hashtag Anna-splaining highlight coming. The Fandom Menace channel. And we really do appreciate that channel. You guys, you're doing a great job over there.
Awesome. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to the Fandom Menace channel. So this person took it upon themselves to sit through all of our live streams and edit them, so that way you have like a couple minutes of like a highlight of a section when, like, let's say you wanted to hear Jeremy rant about wrestling, which I don't know why, but maybe some people like that. And he went and took a clip out of a 3-hour live stream and made it so that way you can go and watch that. So awesome person for actually taking the time to sit through all of us and like listening to my annoying voice, listening to Jeremy's misogynistic remarks, listening to Kelly being nice and sweet.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure we're gonna get some highlights on this. Kelly early, and I know people are like, why ain't Kelly talk? Kelly's done a lot of talking, and she's dropped some really good information, and I'm sure that those are going to be featured on the Fandom Menace channel. I would love to get that channel up to about 1,000 subscribers. I think we're closing on 400, so I'm going to continue to push.
Drop it in the link. Everyone go subscribe to this channel if you want to see highlights.
There it is right there. So we do appreciate that. We really do. And we encourage everybody. Again, you can use our content. I don't advocate uploading entire videos. I don't think that's right. But if there's small little, clips, 50 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, couple minutes you want to upload, if you want to react to that, if you want to challenge our points, we really don't have a problem with that. Nobody's going to strike you for that or claim it or anything like that, because that's fair use. And I mean, that's why I am such a big fan of PewDiePie. Like, PewDiePie allows people to upload all of his stuff, like, pretty much. He doesn't go after people. I'm sure he doesn't allow people to upload full videos, but like people, I mean, I did a reaction to Bitch Lasagna. I've done a reaction to the Congratulations song. It never ges claimed. The whole entire song there. I've used the Bitch Lasagna music for my my video I was talking about Pablo Hidalgo on. Pewds doesn't claim any of that stuff. And he even talks about, huh?
John Hand, I will give you a shout out because you are very nice to me on Twitter. I don't care that you like The Last Jedi. You can like The Last Jedi. I don't agree with your decision, but you were very nice to me on Twitter when I was getting harassed by that troll, and you even said you don't agree with everything I say, but you're still going to have a civil conversation with me because you are an adult. So yes, I will give you a shout out. There you go. Continue, Jeremy.
No, and we just that's the type of stuff we love to hear. Again, we know there's people out there that do like The Last Jedi. We generalize the people that like The Last Jedi a lot because it seems like the overwhelming majority of those people are people that are just in it for the identity politics and calling everybody racist and sexist and they hate women and all that. But we know there are people on my staff at Geeks and Gamers that like The Last Jedi. So you're out there, and we invite you to be part of what we're doing. All we ask is just have a civil conversation. And look, it's real easy. I understand. I understand everything about the internet, about perception. I understand people see me respond to people on Twitter and they're like, oh, that guy's just an asshole or whatever. And that's people lacking the context. I will never go after somebody that comes after me respectfully. And if you have constructive criticism, but if you talk shit, it's fair game. That's just how I am. But if you're just respectful, you're like, yo, I don't like what you have to say here, and I'd like to challenge you on this, challenge you on that. Nobody. I can tell you. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I can tell you the heavy majority of people in the fandom and Geeks and Gamers, which I can speak for, Geeks and Gamers, they're not going to come after you. They're willing to have these conversations with you, but don't talk shit.
There's plenty of people that like bad movies. I don't think it's a bad movie.
Go ahead.
My favorite bad movie was Waterworld. Jeremy, what's your favorite bad movie?
According to you, it's Aquaman.
Okay. Kelly, what's your favorite bad movie?
I love The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser Mummy. Even though I don't think it's bad personally, I love it.
That's not a bad movie.
But it's technically not great.
A lot of people consider that a lot of people don't consider that a good movie. A lot of people don't consider that a good movie.
And Hocus Pocus. I love Hocus Pocus too.
That's not a bad movie.
I know. I don't think they're bad, but I understand critically where critics stand.
Every person that I have met, not a single person that's not a critic says that those are bad movies. So pick another one. Or don't count.
I don't know.
You
got to think also. Mortal Kombat. I like the Mortal Kombat movie.
That's a bad movie. There you go.
So I do think people
like when somebody likes Masters of the Universe, like that movie, it's almost unwatchable. But some people like it. You know,
it's not very good. It's really not very good. But no, there's nothing wrong with liking bad movies. It's about having the it's just like Anna said, she likes Wonder Woman or Waterworld, but she knows it's not really highly regarded or whatever. And that's about having self-awareness. You know what I mean? And it seems like a lot of these people that want to defend The Last Jedi are lacking self-awareness. Like, that's fine.
There you go. Bad movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's like I haven't seen it either, but it's got like this cult following for being a bad movie, but people like it.
Oh, The Room, yeah.
Stuff like that. That's what I mean. Like, you know that like why people don't like it, but you yourself, you find it enjoyable to watch. That's what I mean. Maybe I didn't explain it correctly.
All right, let me run through these last few real quick. Breakfast at Jeremy's. I had a dream last night that Ryan Johnson's April Fool's was real, and Kathleen Kennedy heard about it and had him.
What was it?
The Ryan Johnson thing. All right, let me finish this. Hang on.
I don't know what it was. What was it?
Okay, had a dream last night that Ryan Johnson's April Fool's was real, and Kathleen Kennedy heard about it and had him direct him. I guess you're trying to say him direct it with Sandra Bullock as Revan. So and I made a video on this, and my video's got like almost 100,000 views already. But I made a video last night, and so Screen Rant released a story that said Ryan Johnson set to direct Old Republic movies for Benioff and Weiss, and that was their April Fool's joke. And my entire point was that you're proving that Ryan Johnson is a joke because you didn't pick Christopher Nolan. You didn't say Christopher Nolan to direct it. You picked Ryan Johnson because you know Ryan Johnson's a joke. You knew that the Star Wars fans were going to go crazy over it. You knew that this was the most divisive thing you could announce. Mm-hmm. And you proved that he is, in fact, nothing but a joke. So thank you for that. Mm-hmm. You've told us we're all wrong. You've told us that we're in the small little minority, that nobody really hates The Last Jedi. Yet you sat around in your little room and you're like, guys, what can we say? What can we get the most reaction? What's going to get the most clicks? What's going to get everybody talking? Ryan Johnson directing an Old Republic movie. Boom. You proved your point. He's a joke. That's all he is at this point. So thank you for that. We appreciate that. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. Proper Jenny says, apparently... Apparently, I've gained subs after the name change. My question is why? If I don't get it resolved, I'll be like, F it. Upload an explanation video, roll with it for 90 days, hashtag Slytherin for life. I will tell you this, okay? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Bro, just get you a wig, all right? Get you a push-up bra, and just fucking make videos. You know, just roll with it. Just
I need to explain something to you. Push-up bras do not work if you don't have anything to push up.
Put some watermelons in there. I don't know. The bigger the better. The bigger the boobs, the more views you're gonna get. So, do whatever you gotta do.
That is not true, Jeremy. That is not true at all.
It's very true.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I have not shown my boobs once on my YouTube channel, and I still get more views than some girls that do. So shut up.
But PewDiePie showed his boobs a couple times, and he's the biggest YouTuber.
Oh, okay. A guy that's like flat chested because he's a man. Okay, Jeremy. Okay.
Anyway, proper Jenny, listen to me, okay? Listen to the person that objectifies women, okay? Get you some boobs and a push-up bra, get you a wig, and just roll with it, okay? That's what you got to do. And if you're ever in New Orleans, maybe me and Odin will see you walking down the street. All right. Mega Jetty 1, leave comments on my videos so I know you saw them. Mega Jetty's like, bitch, leave receipts. If you come to my channel, leave receipts, bitch. I love it. I love it.
Not everyone that claims to watch my videos leave me comments, so I would like you to return the favor then.
Yeah, I heard that, but no, I like it. I like Mega Jetty. He's like, look, leave some receipts. The Price is Right review. Last word on Anakin. I linked in the chat a video from Star Wars Theory explaining better than I can why Hayden did Anakin perfectly. I will have to check that out. Pauly D, Harry Potter spoilers. Harry should have died. First line in the book, the boy who lived. Last line in the book, the boy the hero that died. That's what he's saying it should have been. So I can't speak to that. So
no, because Harry didn't die.
Yeah, and we're not going to let Anna go on another Harry Potter rant.
That would mean that Voldemort is the hero because he's the one that died. Unless it's the Half-Blood Prince and you're referring to Voldemort, or not to Dumbledore. Or Snape. But hey, there you go. Go, Jeremy.
That's all right. Proper Jenny says, you know Anna can mute you, right? Yeah, we figured that out. She'll do it whenever she when the worst timing for me is when she'll do it. Are you doing it right now? I saw you reaching. All right.
This way. My food is this way.
Mega Jetty 1, watch John Oliver's WWE, made very good points. I'll have to check that out. Jeremy Smurf, tell Mike Zero hello from Star Wars Celebration. And Mega Jetty 1, my favorite bad movie are Surf Ninjas, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, and Little Nemo. All right, so that catches us up on Super Chats. So we're going to wrap this up here soon because I got to get ready for the High Council. This is the first time we've had Anna and Kelly on a live stream together. I'm very happy that we've made this happen because they've both become really good friends of mine and want to make this happen for a while. Obviously, Anna's channel is doing extremely well. Kelly is still trying to find her way onto YouTube and what she's, what ultimately she's wanting to do. But she knows that I think she has a lot of potential, and I hope that she gets comfortable with everything. I mean, every time I've had you on here, Kelly, you've done nothing but done great things. Everybody's loved everything you've had to say, and I did tell you something that I have not followed up with you on. I told you me and you were going to do a video together for your channel, so we still need to do that. So of course I think you forgot too, though. But
for a second I was like, what is he going to say right now? I have no idea what he's going to talk about. Okay, yeah, let's definitely do it. I would love that.
So we'll work on that. So any closing thoughts, Kelly, as we end this live stream?
This has been really fun. It was great talking with both of you. Anna, it's so nice to actually kind of meet you through the screen, and I hope to meet you one day in person. And it's just really cool because growing up as a girl that loves Star Wars, I know that you feel this too. It was always hard to find someone else that you could. I didn't have any girlfriends that I could talk to about Star Wars with, so it's really nice to actually have that. And you're a real Star Wars fan. You're not like Megan Fox wearing an Empire Strikes Back shirt when everybody knows. Come on, you're a hardcore Star Wars fan. I love that. I respect you. I love your channel. I think you're awesome. And this is really fun. And obviously, Jeremy, you know how I feel about you and Geeks and Gamers. So this has really been really fun. And I'm having a good time. This is nice. And I'm happy to be able to call you guys my friends. So thank you.
Good deal. And I would like to remind everyone that when I met Kelly, I got to save a dog from imminent death. So I am a hero for generations to come. And I just want to remind everyone that I am the saver of dogs everywhere. I put my actually, there was the middle of an alien invasion too, and I saved a lot of old women too. All right, I'm totally overselling it now. But anyway, Anna, what are your thoughts as we close this out?
We still didn't talk about the haunting of Hill
Oh,
House.
we didn't.
And,
Well, that's because you've been talking about Harry Potter for 6 hours.
Somebody super chatted you, Jeremy. So don't give me that for answering your damn super chats for you. Somebody said in the chat, Cold of Destiny destroyed you. You think a guy making derogatory statements toward people without actually listening to their entire videos and taking things out of context is destroying? Well, then you need to do your research as well. So, yeah, let's go. A guy that has built a YouTube channel on something and it's failing, and so he's lashing out at us for talking about something when he's doing the exact same thing. Just saying. But closing statements. Didn't talk about that show. I told Jeremy I wanted to talk about it because I was watching your guys'
And
video.
yet she spent the entire thing talking about Harry Potter.
To answer your super chat for you, Jeremy, I was doing your job for you. You just get to sit back.
Somebody said my sensitive ears.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say small island, but I do apologize. But what else? Closing statements. Yeah, this was fun. I feel like I was a lot meaner in this chat than I usually am. But guys, I just want you to know I had an absolutely horrible day, so I was already fired up beforehand. I was like getting yelled at by somebody at the post office calling me a child because I wasn't using my last name, like my real last name, and I had already explained to them it's for my YouTube channel. That's why I got a P.O. box, so that way I don't have people coming to my house. And it was just an old guy that didn't understand and was screaming at me for no reason other than to hear himself speak. So I apologize if you guys think I was overly angry. I'm not. I am a very sarcastic person, and I let Kelly and Jeremy know beforehand what was going on. And then I also had to deal with my video getting like flagged by YouTube, so I have to re-upload that. But it wasn't a good day so far, but I'm happy to spend some time with you guys and, you know, blow off some steam. So thank you for putting up with me and my craziness.
Yeah, and it's been fun. Proper Jeremy sends one more super chat. It says, Jeremy gave someone a $50 bill, thought it was a 20, and was surprised by the amount of change he received. True story. He's not always a douche. You don't have to tell true stories about me not being a douche. I like people thinking I'm an asshole. But I do remember that. Proper Jenny says, also nice orange tongue, Anna. That's every time Anna's
You didn't say it right. You did not say it right.
Okay.
Say it again.
Nice orange tongue, Anna.
Orange.
And you know what?
Orange.
You know what? I should have let you upload that video with the word misspelled. That's what I should have done.
Water.
Oh man. But let me see. Lots of video. Huh? Water.
Theater.
Always making fun of me and my Alabama. Look, it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
It's red. You just can't see it. The lighting is weird. It's red. It's a red thing. It's red.
Yeah, Daisy Cousins has had every single video of hers auto flagged. I saw that on Twitter. Ridiculous. It happens to me on my personal channel, which isn't that big. I mean, I've got like 11,000 subs on my personal channel. Every video I upload gets auto flagged. But Daisy Cousins has a bigger channel, and every video that she's uploading is getting auto flagged right now. It's ridiculous. So, all right. So anyway, thank you both for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. You guys got to see the kind of the whole spectrum of me and Anna, you know, having our back and forth, and Kelly just being Kelly, sweet Kelly. And it was good. It was good. So join us for the High Council. I believe Odin is live over on his channel. So please go spam him right now. Don't talk about Hook.
Eric, come on, people.
Don't say anything about hookers in his chat. Odin's a good person. So just go over there and say Geeks and Gamers sent us. That's all you need to say. But all right. So for Kelly, for Anna, you guys have a great night. I'll see you on the High Council in 45 minutes. And we will, it's over on Ethan Van Skyver's channel, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. And I'll talk to you guys later.